Party's on Wickens versus Cotton. Step forward, please.
U.S. Marshal Daniel Wickens wants his stepdaughter, 20-year-old waitress Jacqueline Cotton, to pay back over $2,000 in loans and an added $1,000 for pain and suffering. Jacqueline says her stepfather doesn't like her.
Order. All rise. Judge, this is number 9 on the calendar in the matter of Wickens versus Cotton. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Ma'am.
Mr. Wickens, this is your stepdaughter?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Are you his wife?
Yes.
So you're her mother?
Right.
And you claim that your stepdaughter owes both you and your wife some money.
Yes, that's correct.
You want to tell me for what?
Basically, she called her mother and wanted to borrow $1,000 to pay the rent in the apartment they were living in. And so what we did is we gave her the $1,000. She even signed a statement saying it was a loan. We don't have that, unfortunately, with us.
Why not?
We just, we misplaced it or something.
Did you sign a statement that that $1,000 was a loan?
No.
Why didn't you pay your own rent?
We were having several financial problems at the time.
What kind of financial problems?
Problems with changing jobs and jobs not being reliable enough. We're both waiters, and it was really slow during the summer, and we both changed jobs at the same time. And
when did you move into this apartment?
March of '97.
And when did you call for the money?
Probably in August or September.
It was November. It was around Thanksgiving.
Okay, so
could I add one thing, Judge? Jackie, are you denying you signed a statement saying that I loaned you that money?
I never signed anything.
You signed it in front of us.
Yes, you did at the eviction.
Okay, don't talk to each other.
Okay.
Okay. You had the conversation with her.
Right, I did. So
it's important that I get the information from you rather than from your husband.
Okay.
Did you send the $1,000?
Well, it wasn't a matter of sending. We drove. It was a matter of time that they needed it quickly. And at the beginning, she didn't tell me how much they were behind. It wasn't until I went over.
How much did you give her at that point?
I gave her about $350.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, $350. When was the next loan that you say that you made to your daughter?
Well, the first loan was around Thanksgiving time.
And how much was that?
That was about $300.
$300, was that a gift or was that a loan?
That was a loan.
Did you tell her that she had to repay that?
Yes, I did.
No, she didn't.
I made it clear.
What was that for?
That was for, she said they were having trouble with money for food.
We couldn't buy groceries. We couldn't pay the rent. The gas was about to get turned off.
How old are you?
20.
Step up here. How old are you?
32.
Did you pay your own bills?
It's true, like you said, but we started a home business also. We were doing a lot of things with that, and we both took time off from our current jobs, and we were working, and we were establishing a new business, and it just took a lot of our resources into that. And that's one of the reasons that prompted her to, speak to them.
It seems to me if you're starting a home business, one of you stays employed rather than at your ages asking for money. Do you work?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
You don't take some time off to do something like write a book.
Because I have to pay my bill.
What? Because you have to pay your bills. Okay, $300, and then there was another $350. Is that what you said?
Another $350, right.
Okay. What's next?
Next was when she asked for the money for the eviction, she claimed they were $3,000 behind, and she needed $1,000 from us, and her boyfriend would come up with the other $1,000, and my stepson, the other, who I found out later had co-signed the loan on this expensive apartment they got, and so I had given $350 in cash, and my husband was going to give around $700 or a little less to comprise the other part of the $1,000, so they wouldn't be evicted and thrown out.
Did you give the other money?
Yes, I did.
So how much did you give her?
It was, $350. Well, I tried to give her a check. I ended up giving her a money order for $650.
Is that correct?
Yes.
What's next?
Well, then, the phone bills. We normally get $40, $50 phone bills. I came home one day and there was a phone bill for $445. What happened was, you want to explain?
Yeah, I can explain. Well, she had to make a phone call to her stepbrother in Colorado who was wiring the other $1,000, and because that was late in coming, I don't know how she'd been making the phone calls to him prior to this, but their phone had been turned off. So I got out my phone card right while she was standing at the phone booth so she could call him, since she was relying on this other part of the money for the $3,000.
So you gave her your phone card number.
Right, which she then must have memorized or whatever. I said you could use it for a couple of calls to your brother in Colorado until this
But we
eviction
talked
thing
about
got
it afterwards, and I said I need to find a job, and I said I need to use the phone card because I didn't have a phone at that point.
Talk to me.
I didn't have a phone at that point, and we discussed me being able to use the phone card, and because I didn't have a job, I need to find a job, and I need to call my brother to make sure the money was wired to the right place.
Well, just a second. Hold on.
Okay.
Were you looking for a job locally, or were you looking for a job in Argentina?
I was looking for a job locally.
Well, if you're looking for a job locally, how do you get $400 worth of calls?
I have no idea.
Oh.
You have the bills?
Yes, I do.
Can I take a look at it, please?
Sure. One's for $261 and the other's for $445.
Okay.
There was like 45 pages of calls on one bill. I mean, it was incredible.
Looks like a phone book, your phone bill.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Real people, Judge Judy. U.S. Marshal Daniel Wickens claims 20-year-old stepdaughter Jacqueline Cotton owes him for loans, plus pain and suffering.
Okay, now you're suing for other things. One of them is interest, forget interest. One of them is pain and suffering, $1,000 you want for pain and suffering. As I like to say, everybody's got pain and suffering. You don't get pain and suffering in this kind of situation. So far I have $1,300 and some phone calls.
Right.
So you tell me about it. You took $1,300 from your mother and your stepfather. No.
Okay.
You lived there, you ate with it, you had...
Okay.
You're not off the hook. Did you call your parents for money?
No.
Why?
My mother, just my mother, she doesn't have a lot to have extra.
You think that they got a lot to have extra?
I'm not into borrowing money, really. I mean, she did that on her own. I mean, it was needed, but...
And you knew about it?
I knew about it. I didn't know it was a loan or anything like that, but yeah, I knew she did after she had gotten it.
How much was the rent on this apartment that you rented?
It was $1,100.
It's a lot of money for Virginia. What kind of an apartment was it?
It was a really nice apartment.
And you were waiting on tables at the time, and then you both quit your job to start a business in this $1,100 a month apartment. What kind of car were you driving?
We weren't driving cars.
I have one. It's an '89 Grand Prix.
So you were driving. I mean, I know if you live in Virginia, you have to have a car.
Mm-hmm.
So you having a car, putting gas in the car, you paid for insurance, and you had all the other things that you had to pay for.
But I stopped driving it in August. I haven't driven it since that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Look, nobody's going to go through 45 pages of phone calls. It's a very good lesson for you. If you don't want your children to use your MCI card, you don't give them the number. If you don't want your children to use a credit card, you don't give them the credit card. If they want to borrow money from you, if you want to make a gift of money, then they come and they ask you, and you say, this is a loan, this is a gift, whatever it is. But you called your parents in a pinch, and you said, I need money. I'm an adult. I'm living with a 30-year-old man who should be able to at least hold his own as far as paying for the expenses. There's no reason for them to be out the money. You have to pay it, the two of you, because you both used it, right?
Yeah, we both used it.
She's my mother. She should help me out. I mean, I was in a jam. She's supposed to be there for me.
Oh, I don't even want to get into that. Don't go there, Judy. That's all. $1,300 for the plaintiff.
Parties are excused. You may step out. I'll just wait to the back, please.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to teach her a lesson.
I'm just glad it's all over with.
Yeah, it is.
And now the next case.
Parties on Shepard versus Stevens. Step forward, please.
25-year-old law school student Teresa Shepard is suing her former boyfriend, 30-year-old musician Maurice Stevens, for a $1,000 loan. He says the money was for a song.
Are those prescription glasses, sir?
No,
Thank you.
That's very tired.
Ms. Shepard, you say that you loaned the defendant $1,000 to have his car fixed.
Correct.
You acknowledge she gave you the money, sir?
Yes, she gave me money.
Why did you give him $1,000?
Well, Mr. Stevens stated that he needed money to help assist him get his vehicle out the shop.
To help what?
To get his vehicle out the shop. And he said he only had $4,000 and that he needed an extra $1,000. And I agreed. We made a verbal agreement.
Had you been friends? Had you
We
dated?
were friends.
Is this the first time you loaned a friend $1,000?
Well, actually, we were dating as friends. We were just dating.
For how long?
For about 6 to 7 months, we were dating.
Did he say he would pay you back?
Yes. Mr. Stevens stated that he would pay me back on or before December the 1st of 1996. But Mr. Stevens didn't. I hadn't heard anything from Mr. Stevens at all.
Did you call him and ask him for the money?
Yes. Mr. Stevens was totally avoiding my calls. Every time I call, he never answered my calls at all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All right, don't belabor the point. Get over it. Move on to something else. Pick somebody who has character. Character is good. Character. No, you are a character. You don't have character.
Closed captioning, sponsored in part by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. Teresa Shepard claims ex-boyfriend Maurice Stevens owes her for a loan.
So she gave you $1,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why did you take $1,000 from her?
Well, first off, I didn't want to take $1,000 from her, and I didn't ask her for the money. It didn't happen like that.
Well, tell me how it happened.
Okay. When I met Teresa, you had your chance. When I met Teresa, like she said, we were friends and whatnot, but she was pursuing me, per se. Okay, she was pursuing me, coming. You know, I guess. I mean, she's a beautiful woman. I don't know why. You know, I'm not ugly myself.
Because you're irresistible. Let's get on with the story.
Irresistible. You're right. So she was pursuing me, and we had a little thing, you know, a little intimacy. It wasn't 6 months. It was maybe 2 months. You know,
No,
a month at
that's
that.
not
You know, maybe a month at that. Okay. She was pursuing me, but I wasn't really trying to. I told her from the beginning, I'm not interested in a relationship because I'm all about my business. I'm all about my paper. I had a little business going, and I wasn't trying to do the relationship thing. But business, paper. So we talked, and on the phone a little bit, got a little closer and whatnot. She kept offering, let's go see a movie, let's go dinner.
Can we get to the $1,000?
Okay, I'm getting there.
Yeah, let's get there.
I'm getting there.
I'm getting older.
She came with the movie and the business thing. I mean, the movie and the dinner thing, and I was like, okay, no, I'm not. I don't have a problem with that. But then she kept on offering me things. I was going to a slump in my business. My paper started to decline a little bit. And so I was like, okay, business is doing bad. I really ain't got time. I'm trying to struggle here and concentrate on my business. So she said, well, look, anything I can do to help you. I was like, no, Teresa, I don't want to take any money from you. I don't want nothing from you.
Maybe she
like
just
that.
wanted to talk with you when she
No,
said, is there
well,
anything I can do to help?
No, she was more like, is there anything I can do for you? I got you. I got your back if you need something. I'm there for you. I guess she was trying to be that good woman thing, but I wasn't looking for a woman,
But according to your answer, sir, you finally gave in.
Yeah, I did. I finally gave in.
And you
Look
took
how fine she is. I
$1,000.
gave in a little bit.
He's making me nervous.
True.
I'm sorry. But not
So
for the
you
call.
took the $1,000.
Yes, I did. I took
Now
$1,000.
you have two defenses, sir, that I read here. One, you say it was a no strings attached.
That's right.
She gave you the $1,000, and that's it. And if I don't believe that one, you got another one here that says that you paid her back in services.
That's right. Services.
So let's start. The first one I understand. Why don't you explain the second one to me?
Okay, the services. Me, I'm a producer. I do the music thing on the side. That's my business, my music. And musicians, business comes and goes. I get paid for my songs. I get paid for the music I do. So I told Teresa, I said, look, okay, since you're going to be bugging me about this money now all of a sudden, and the only reason she started bugging me is because I started talking to someone else, you know, and I wasn't talking to her anymore. That's why she hadn't heard from me, because I wasn't going with her. I wasn't talking. I wasn't dating her anymore. Okay, so I said, look, I got a way we can make this right. You want to spend some time with me, okay? Only thing I can offer you is a song or two. You know, you want some intimacy? Come on over. We'll talk. She came over. No,
just a second.
Can I
just a
finish?
second. No, just a second. Let me understand this, Mr. Stevens. So what you offered her was a song or two and a little intimacy.
Oh, a lot of intimacy.
Just a second. So you offered her a song or two.
A song.
And a lot of intimacy.
It was actually one song. One song, bubble bath, candlelight, you know, the whole
So
works.
you were going to sing a song to her.
Oh, I
you weren't
did.
you're not a singer,
You're
are you?
crazy.
Are you a singer?
No, I'm not.
So you mean you're going to give her a song, you're going to sing her a song?
That's right.
I can get any.
Ay, 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 ay.
I can get any.
No, but it was more. No, it was more than that. It was more to it.
Give me a break, Mr. Stevens.
It was more to it. It wasn't just a song. It was the intimacy.
I can get
I
anyone
wanna
to do
tell you
that for
something.
me. I don't need that.
Thinks his intimacy is worth $1,000.
It is.
I don't think so.
No.
Judge. I don't
What?
She should be paying me.
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Miss Shepard, I was just going to give you your judgment for $1,000 because that clearly you're entitled to. He's no bargain. He's clearly a loser. He doesn't accept responsibility. But let me make this suggestion to you. You look like a nice young woman. Do you work?
Yes, I work.
What kind of
and
work do you do?
I'm also a student. I'm into law school right now.
You're into law school?
Yes.
Well, Miss Shepard, I'm going to give you your first good piece of advice for law school.
Well,
Whenever you enter into an agreement with somebody,
Right.
even if they're related to you by blood,
Right.
right? And if you expect to be repaid an amount of money that you give them, you memorialize that. You know what that word means?
Yes.
In a piece of paper.
I have that.
Let me see it.
Oh, she got a piece of paper.
Hey!
I know about.
I heard you already. I heard you. I saw you. I listened to you.
Sure do. Right here.
My signature's not on that.
Well, I didn't sign it.
Just a second.
After I found out that Mr. Stevens was acting distant and avoiding my
Dating
calls.
someone else, you mean?
Hey.
Well, dating someone else,
Okay.
whatever. I asked him to sign a promissory note. Because I felt real funny about the whole situation.
Well, let me just check the signature here on this note to the signature on his answer.
Okay. And he signed it Ed instead of Maurice.
Never saw my name, Ed.
Well, I don't know. I didn't sign it like that.
I had to have been insane, Your Honor, if I did. Must have been a moment of passion.
Well, you signed it.
Really? You signed
So
it?
you take your choice. Insane, passion, whatever, you signed the note. It doesn't really make any
And
difference.
also,
It's
he
clear
said
to
that
me.
he would pay me plus interest on the money.
It's clear to me. Listen, it's clear to me that he owes you the money.
Right.
All right? So
And
you're
I
going to
thought
get
he
your
was
money.
a friend. You know, I didn't think he would just do this to me. And
All right, don't belabor the point. Get over it. Move on to something else. Pick somebody who has character.
Right.
Character is good.
Exactly.
No, you are a character. You don't have character. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Parties on Ish versus Green. Step forward, please.
48-year-old maintenance man Edward Ish claims fellow tenant, warehouse worker Bruce Green, 41, won't return his vacuum. Bruce says it's not Ed's.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 535 on the calendar in the matter of Ish versus Green. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
I somehow gather this case is more than about just a vacuum cleaner, but I'm going to stick to what I see in your complaint and your answer. You two gentlemen live in the same rooming house, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been living there?
I've been there just a little over a year.
And you, sir?
About a year and a half.
And according to your complaint, Mr. Ish, you loaned the defendant a vacuum cleaner that you had been using because you were doing some janitorial work around the house. Is that right? Like
Well,
a
I pick up
part-time
messes
handyman.
with it on the
Part-time
job.
handymans, and you get paid for that. Mm-hmm. You made a loan to the defendant of the vacuum cleaner. He wouldn't return it.
Correct.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Just a minute. That's your claim. He says he found the vacuum cleaner.
Correct.
No.
Okay. So now, Mr. Reish, tell me, sir, where you got this treasured vacuum cleaner.
I bought it at a swap meet, Your Honor.
When did you buy it at a swap meet?
Oh, about last fall sometime. About October, November. I've got a receipt for it.
Let me see the receipt.
All right. Do you want to see anything else?
No, right now I want to see the receipt, Mr. Reish.
No, okay.
Who's Pat Campbell?
He's the salesman at the swap meet.
Mr. Green, where'd this vacuum cleaner come from?
It was left abandoned outside our building originally.
When was that, sir?
That was sometime in September or October of last year.
And what happened with it?
Well, it sat outside for a day or so. Then it was inside for a day. It sat there completely untouched. I'd left it alone because I thought it belonged to somebody. It looked like
Where
it was,
was it when it was inside the house?
It was in the common hallway down by the common restroom.
Okay, go ahead.
It sat there another day, and Mr. Ish came to my room, knocked on my door, asked me who the vacuum cleaner belonged to. At that time, I walked down the hall and I said, well, it's been out here this long. I'll show you who it belongs to. I picked it up myself, brought it back to my room, and I said, now it belongs to me.
Shh. Go ahead.
And at that point, he asked if it even worked. He didn't know if it even worked. So we plugged it in, checked it out, determined that it needed a belt.
Who determined it needed a belt?
We jointly determined that it needed a belt. It wasn't picking up properly.
So what happened?
Later on that day, Mr. Ish showed up back at my place with a belt to replace the broken one in the vacuum cleaner. He asked for the vacuum cleaner. I gave it to him so he could put the belt on. He took it upstairs, put the belt on, came downstairs, vacuumed a little bit on the rugs downstairs, and then brought it back to me and said, there we go. Now we have a new house vacuum cleaner. Nobody can bother me for my vacuum cleaner any longer. This is all yours now to, hand out to people as they come to it. And I said, Mr. Ish, the vacuum belongs to me. I said, I'd be glad to let anybody borrow it, but it is not a house vacuum cleaner. It's my vacuum cleaner now.
So let me understand you, Mr. Green. According to your story, it was Mr. Ish who came to your room and said, who does this vacuum belong to?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you decided at that point that it belonged to you, because that's what you just said. You said,
Correct.
no, now it belongs to me.
Correct.
Well, I mean, at that point, if you had said to him, I don't know who it belongs to, he could have just as well said, it belongs to me, right?
Correct.
And he did go out and get the belt for the vacuum cleaner.
Yes, Your Honor.
So he invested in
It had
whatever
a
the
dirty bag, too, Your Honor.
I want you to be quiet. You started out by lying to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that. You know you started out by lying to me with this baloney.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did.
No.
You want to know how I know you did, sir? You want to know how I know you did?
How do you know that?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Because I've been around a long time.
Ah.
And when there's a bill that's this old, it's usually like this. And it's got a little schmutz on it, right? And it's been with other papers, right? And it's got a little stuff on it, right? It doesn't come out like you just pulled it out of a brand new book.
Well, then my manager's lying, too, then.
Listen to me, sir. I don't take statements from people that don't come here. Put it away. Good. If you lied, your manager can lie. All I'm telling you is...
We're all lying about this vacuum
All
cleaner.
I'm telling you is, so far, I believe that that's how the vacuum cleaner came into the house, but I disagree with the defendant that just because he says it's mine, makes it mine. So,
Your Honor.
this is a crocker who shot John, so you can return this to him. Now, quiet. I don't like when people try to get one over on me because it makes me think that you think that I'm stupid.
No,
sir,
would I think that?
Yes, sir, on your best day, you're not as smart as I am on my worst day.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you both still living in the rooming house?
Yes, ma'am.
Not for very long.
Just a... I want you to be quiet.
Okay.
And later today,
What day did you move out?
I notified him at the beginning of March, and on March 15th, I went up to the apartment, and he told me that I was to move out within half an hour, and if I was ever seen again on the property, that he'd kill me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Ed Eash wants his vacuum cleaner back from Bruce Green. Bruce says it's not Ed's.
Now, the question is, what do we do with this vacuum cleaner? Because it honestly seems to me that if the vacuum cleaner was abandoned, Mr. Green, neither one of you had a paramount right to this machine. Neither one of you. He did invest in either a belt and a new bag or just the belt. You invested in Zippo, except...
Your Honor, I did purchase a bag for it.
He initially made the vacuum cleaner work because
Correct.
According to your statement to me, sir, according to your statement, the vacuum wasn't picking up. And it couldn't pick up without a belt, which Mr. Eash furnished.
Correct.
Right? Are you both still living in the rooming house?
Yes, ma'am.
Not for very long.
Just a... I want you to be quiet.
Okay.
Now the rooming house has a vacuum cleaner because the court is going to prepare an order that says that if either of you move out, the vacuum cleaner stays. You don't own it, and you don't own it. You may use it, you may use it, and everybody else who lives there may use it.
Oh, that's nice.
You can't take it when you leave, and you can't take it when you leave. Do you understand?
Your Honor.
Perfect! That's all.
Why is that excused? Step out.
Nobody claimed it. It sat there for 2 to 3 days without anybody coming up to claim property of it. So,
Well, I wish I'd have got my vacuum back, but I've been very good to this man, just like a brother to him. He's between classes and welfare when I put him to work for income on the residence. And he just commandeered my vacuum, just kept it and wouldn't return it.
And now the next case.
Party's on Hustad versus Story. Step forward, please.
20-year-old customer service rep Matt Hustad claims his former roommate, 20-year-old Kaleo Story, owes for non-payment of rent and a missing bike.
Mr. Hustad, the defendant, according to your papers, was a roommate of yours who you claim owes you money for rent and a bicycle.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So start at the beginning. When did he become your roommate?
He became my roommate at the beginning of 1998 in January. Actually, January 10th was the day.
How much rent was he supposed to pay?
Let's see, it was $200 a month, plus utilities, which would be the phone expense and groceries, all written in contract here. I have
Okay. And how long did he live there?
approximately 2 months, 2.5 months. 2.5 months exactly.
He moved in January 10th, according to you.
And
When
then
did he move out?
March 13th at 9:45 p.m. I gave him notice to leave after he was approached for the money.
So he lived there for 2 months.
Yes, approximately.
How much rent did he pay in the 2 months that he was there?
$150 cash, which I have a receipt for on the initial contract I wrote up.
So far, according to you, in the rent, he owes $250. Correct?
Yes, correct.
What else does he owe you for?
Well, he loaned my bike out in about March of last year to someone.
March of which year?
1997, Your Honor.
So a year ago.
Yes. I loaned him my bike a year ago.
Yes.
Okay, and he then loaned it to somebody else.
Yes.
And now the bike cannot be gotten a hold of.
And did you know this, sir, when you started to live together in January of '98?
Yes, I had been asking him repeatedly. He showed good faith that he was going to try to retrieve the bike for me. He showed good faith, and which in fact he did not. He bailed out on it. Excuse me. He bailed out on it at the end and said, "Well, I can't do anything about it. I don't know how to get a hold of him."
How much rent did you pay?
When I first moved in, I paid the $150. Then I paid $50 again at the end of February. Actually, I moved in at the beginning of February. I paid February's rent, and at the beginning of March, I paid another $150.
You paid February's rent in its entirety?
Yes, it,
So according to you, you paid all of your rent.
yes, I did, Your Honor.
What about March?
March, I paid $150 again, and I was supposed to pay $50 at the end of March.
Show me the receipt.
I never got a receipt, which is stupid on my part.
Let me see
but-
the receipt that...
Your Honor, I'd like to submit the rental agreement, the original signed.
I'd like to see it.
What's the original? That basically outlines the original contract negotiated between the three of us. Kelly, my first witness here, was witness to him signing the contract as well as all the verbal and agreements throughout the living situation.
All right. Well, this says that you paid $150 the second week in February.
Right.
That's when he paid his $150. That's virtually when I wrote the contract up and when he less the $150 that he had paid.
Which is when I moved in.
No, he moved in prior to that, weeks prior to that.
At the beginning of February.
Who else is a roommate?
Me.
Step up. Your name?
Kelly Hansen?
Miss Hansen, the three of you were living together in the apartment?
That's correct.
Other than being roommates, is there any other relationship between the two of you?
Matt's my boyfriend, and me and Cleo and Matt have been friends for about a year now, as well as our other witness,
Good
Meg.
friends.
Really good friends. Actually, we were good friends. Cleo moved in January. He lived there January, February, and part of March.
Which day in January?
I think it was the 10th, January 10th. He lived there. We all agreed to split everything equally, divided by
I just want to know the date. Okay. What date did you move out?
I notified him at the beginning of March, and on March 15th, I went up to the apartment. He paged me to come over there, and he told me that I was to move out within half an hour, and if I was ever seen on the property
45
again,
minutes.
45 minutes.
Well,
And
why?
if I was ever seen again on the property, that he'd kill me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Judy. Matt Hustad is suing former roommate Kaleo Story for rent and a borrowed bike. Kaleo says he didn't take the bike and he paid the rent.
Why did he tell you to move out?
He asked me to move out because I have no idea. I told him
Why
that
did you
I
tell
wanted
him to
move
move
out.
out?
He wasn't paying the money and I handed him
He
out.
didn't pay the money.
Actually,
Repeatedly,
Your Honor,
every week for loan
the
money.
reason I told him at the beginning of the month that I wanted to move out because he was sitting there with his roommate smoking marijuana in the other room and doing nothing else with their time.
Yeah, so?
And I had gotten off, we had previously been involved in quite a few drugs, and I got off of everything, and when I was sitting in the room, in a smoke-filled room, it was just, it would get to me.
Mr. Story,
Yes, Your Honor.
that's an interesting story. But it doesn't sound logical to me, sir, that he would tell you to be out in 45 minutes unless he had been asking for money that you owed him towards the expenses on the apartment over a long period of time.
That was supposed to be paid by the end of the month. And I was completely content with, the money was to be paid to him when I moved out at the end of the month.
No,
The
that's
30
not how it works, Your Honor.
Okay.
No, Mr.
Ever.
Story.
That was when it was in the contract, and I
Mr. Story,
didn't have it.
what kind of work were you doing?
Working at Starbucks?
He was not employed at this time, Your Honor.
For 3 months, he didn't have a job. We lended him money for laundry, for gas, for food, utilities,
gas,
groceries. We have bills of everything that we
Everything.
lend him money for.
Everything.
He lived in my dorm. Actually, he's not even supposed to be living there. He's lived with 4 or 5 other people at Cal State
4 or
University
5
Long
other
Beach.
people.
At Cal State University Long Beach, he pays no rent. He hadn't had a job. He lived at the dorm for 3 months without getting a job. I mean, he didn't have money to pay, and as friends, we lent him the money, up front, because we thought
He
would
was
pay
my
him back.
best friend
We
for
were
a long
all
time.
good friends.
Very
And
good friends.
Finally,
okay.
we just got fed up. And
All right, now let's get to the bicycle. Tell me the story about the bicycle, Mr. Story.
Okay, at the previous apartment where I was living at, he brought his bicycle up there one day and locked it outside my front door. Gave me the combination to the lock, and one of our mutual friends came over one day, asked to borrow the bike. I told him that he could borrow the bike, but that he had to talk to Matt about it. He came up after that.
Just a second. Stop right there. Thank you. He brought his bike to where you were staying, locked it up with a combination lock, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And gave you the combination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then a friend of yours came to visit and said, could I borrow the bike?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you said, it's okay with me, but you'll have to ask
Yes, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Husted.
That day.
Just a second.
Okay.
But after you told me you had to ask him, you gave him a combination to the lock. You gave him the combination to the lock.
No, I unlocked the bike outside and gave him the bike.
Gave this friend
Right.
the bike.
To borrow for the day. The bike was back that night and locked up, Your Honor. And I told him that he had to go to Matt after that and talk to him about using the bike.
Oh,
which
Your Honor, I
he
never
did.
saw the bike again. Never, ever saw the bike again.
Just a second. Mr. Story,
Yes, Your Honor.
did your mother ever tell you the story about Pinocchio? Because what you tell me, sir, doesn't make sense logically.
That's right.
How was that?
Doesn't make sense logically. You gave him the bicycle at a time when you had no authority, according to you, to give him the bicycle. That was wrong.
I understand that.
That was wrong. And then you expect me to take a giant leap of faith and believe that he came back with the bicycle that night, locked it up, closed the lock, and then at some other time, somebody came and took the bike again.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
All right, what kind of bicycle was it?
It was a 1996 giant Rincon mountain bike, off-road bike.
Is that the kind of bicycle it was?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
And who purchased this bike?
I did, Your Honor.
And how much did you pay for it?
About $429 2 years ago.
Mr. Story, it's my responsibility as the fact finder in a case to make a judgment as to who's telling the truth and who's not. And their case persuades me that you owe them a substantial amount of money. I believe that you paid them $150. He acknowledges that you paid $150. I believe that you paid him no other money. So you owe him minimally $250 in rent. I'm also giving him credit for $400 for the bike. That's $690. You're not supposed to take advantage of people, Mr. Story. And when you owe money, you're supposed to fess up and say, I owe it. So you're young enough to change your ways because, bottom line, the only thing that somebody has in their whole life is their reputation. That's the only thing that anybody can't take away from you. If you build up a bad reputation, that tends to follow you wherever you go. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $690. That's
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She would call me mother. She would call my husband dad. You know, I loved her as a daughter.
That was very nice of you.
Yes, it was.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I loved her.
But now, the girl they took in for 2 years says they owe her money.
She did do a lot of things for me out of the kindness of her heart.
Miss Braun, I don't understand why you're so angry with her. Miss Braun, you lived with the defendant for many years. Lived in her home.
Yes.
You were friends or friends of one of her children, is that right?
Yes.
How old were you when you moved into her house?
18.
And how many years did you live there?
Till April 21st of 1996.
And how old were you?
I was 20.
So you lived there for 2 years? And did you get married? Is that why you left? According to your papers, there was a time when you allowed the defendant to use your Sears credit card. I believe on 3 occasions. And the total bill was about $500. That's what you're suing her for.
Yes.
She's quite offended. Right?
That's right.
Tell me why.
Well, because of the fact that, you know, I opened my doors for her. You know, she was my daughter's best friend. And so I just figured, you know, and she was an 18, she was 17. I have proof because we had, at the time, we decided that she was going to live under our roof. We were going to give her medical and dental insurance to cover for her braces. I have the enrollment forms from my husband's state insurance.
So you covered her health insurance?
I covered her health insurance, her medical insurance. I paid for her homecoming prom dress that I have pictures of. You know, I didn't ask for anything in return. You know, and for her to have the audacity to come back at me for the $530-some. I did pay her back that. I did pay her in cash. I paid her. I never go without paying a debt, and I never thought that I'd have to have a receipt to carry with me to prove that I had paid her, because, you know, she would call me mother, she would call my husband dad, You know, I loved her as a daughter, and she wasn't really anything to me. And the only reason that I feel that she did this is because of the fact that her mother-in-law was upset because I wouldn't come out and give her money for the wedding expenses when she got married.
So this, you believe, is really over money for her wedding?
Exactly.
Tell me about that.
Well, when back at the time that she was getting her wedding arrangements done, we were going to be getting a settlement. My mother was run over and killed back in '95, and I was waiting for a check to come in. And at the time, I was also on disability. I've had back surgery. And I had offered to help out with the wedding expenses, you know, half of the wedding expenses.
That was very nice of you.
Yes, it was.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I loved her.
You have your own family?
Yes, I do.
You have children of your own?
Yes, I do. I have 2 children at home and a grandson and my husband.
And you volunteered to pay for part of the wedding?
Yes, I did.
And then what happened?
And then when the months went and the money wouldn't be coming in, they were getting very stressful.
What do you mean the money wouldn't be coming
in? The money that was supposed to be coming in for the settlement. And it was getting closer to the wedding. And the mother-in-law was getting very stressful. Where's the money? Where's the money? And I didn't have the money. And what little that I did have, I went ahead and altered her wedding dress. And I had paid for the cleaning. I had paid $100 towards the mariachis. Just little things like that, but never did I ever hear that they had, you know, confronted the mother, the biological mother, for any money. After everything that we've done for her, I just can't understand why she comes around and wants to sue me for $532 when it's over an amount of over $5,000 that we have here in receipts.
Let me just take a look and see, because you have a counterclaim, which you understand.
Yes.
I really can't address, and I'm going to tell you why. Because you never had an agreement with her.
Exactly.
That she was going to repay you for your kindnesses.
Yes.
You gave to her because you wanted to. In order for me to entertain your countersuit, I have to find that there was a contract, even if it was a verbal one, for her to pay you. And there wasn't one.
Exactly.
Okay. So let me take a look at some of these things.
There is the orthodontist bill way at the back. It shows $1,000 paid towards her dental work.
Did she pay $1,000 towards your dental work?
Did she? No, she didn't.
Who
I
did?
have
The
copies
insurance.
right here of everything that I paid for. The contract is in my name. So I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, did you actually pay for her orthodontia?
My husband's medical insurance paid for that, yes.
Now, when you were there for 2 years, 2.5 years, were you going to school?
Yes. I paid rent. I paid her $37.50 a week, which added up to $150 a month.
And what did that include?
I didn't have to pay for groceries or anything. The only thing that we had to pay for was shampoo and detergent, stuff that we used.
Okay. So for $150 a month, you covered your rent, your gas, electric, your food, and whatever other incidental expenses that they may have paid for. They took you out to dinner. When family went out to dinner, did you go with them?
Yeah.
And when the family went out to dinner and you went with them, were you asked to pay your share?
No, sometimes she would treat, sometimes we would treat. It was never like they paid for everything.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
If you do things for people, then that's out of the kindness of your heart. You don't have to keep a log, oh, I did this, I did this, I did this.
I happen to think you're pretty ungrateful.
And later today,
I don't think he thought anything wrong with the three of you living nicely together. You look like 3 nice people. You could live nicely together.
Yeah, the Golden Girls do it.
What? The Golden Girls do it? He's cute.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gracie Braun says her best friend's mother, Rita Holguin, used her credit card and never paid her back. Rita says she not only paid her back, but she supported her for over 2 years.
Now tell me about the Sears credit card. Why did you need her Sears credit card?
The time that I used a charge card, it was probably just something that I had to buy, and the money hadn't came in yet, the settlement, and I knew I was going to pay her back. And I specifically remember paying her back because what I do is I put it in a list of who I have to pay. And when I got my settlement, my sister here, she was there when I showed her that I was going to pay Gracie. I entered my daughter's room and I had the money in my hand. I says, Gracie, would you like for me to go pay the Sears account, or would you do it yourself? She had stated, I'll pay it later, Mom.
Your Honor, I moved out of her house while she was in Hawaii. I went back the night before, and she helped me get the rest of my stuff to take me. I don't know when she came and gave me this money, because I have statements here. She signed her own name on my card, and this one she signed my name. So I don't know if you want to look at these, but she never gave me any money.
But Ms. Braun, tell me about this wedding problem, because that's probably what precipitated this lawsuit. I can't imagine otherwise why you would, after what appears to me to be tremendous kindness by a total stranger to you, you would come into court and sue her for $500.
That wasn't even the thing. I called, I have talked to her on many occasions about this bill. I told her, I cannot afford to pay this anymore because that's not right. You know, she did do a lot of things for me out of the kindness of her heart, which I don't understand why she wants me, or why she's patting herself on the back. If you do things for people, then that's out of the kindness of your heart. You don't have to keep a log, oh, I did this, I did this, I did this.
We're talking about 2.5 or more years of taking care of, really, a total stranger. And there's something else here. I mean, maybe it's about this wedding business. Did you have a big wedding?
Yes, I did.
Did you expect her, was there an arrangement where you expected her to pay for part of the wedding?
I never asked her. She offered.
Offered to pay how much?
For half.
How much was the wedding?
I don't even know. My mother-in-law paid for everything. She made arrangements to pay for the whole thing. She offered to pay for half, so she started adding in, oh, let's have mariachis, let's do this, let's do that, because she was going to pay for half.
Right.
Well, 2 weeks before the wedding, she started saying, I can't pay for this, I can't pay for that, I can't pay for this. I never said anything to her about it. That was never an issue with me.
Were you angry? Was your mother-in-law angry?
No.
Then I don't understand why you're suing her.
Because it's money that she charged on my bill. I don't think that I should have to pay that.
And you say you paid her when she came back into the house?
I paid her when I got my settlement. As you can see, I have papers there where I got our check in '96. It was in March of '96 we got a check for $18,000.
How could you pay me in March when you didn't charge till the 2nd of March and the April 18th and 19th? How did you pay me?
Ms. Braun.
Anyway,
I don't understand why you're so angry with her.
It's frustrating.
Why is it frustrating?
She's saying she paid me for something she hadn't even charged yet.
No, she said she got her settlement at that time, so she knew she had
That's
the
when
money.
she paid me, in March. She hadn't even charged anything in March until March 2nd and April 18th and 19th.
Ms. Braun, I don't know why you're so angry with this lady. It's not what she said. She said she had the money because she got the settlement in March.
Then she should have paid me the money she owed me.
I'm not satisfied that she didn't pay you the money. I happen to think you're pretty ungrateful.
Yes, she is.
She says she paid you. Anybody who takes a total stranger into their house, treats her like one of their own for 2.5 years, when their own mother is not taking care of her, takes care of putting her on their insurance so that at least she has the opportunity of having her teeth fixed, so that she does have medical insurance, even if it's just another $20 a week that's taken out of this man's paycheck to ensure that you are covered by insurance. She fed you. She provided a roof over your head.
Right.
She treated you like a member of the family.
That's right.
So that means she's a pretty good person. And that means this pretty good person is telling me I paid her. I have to believe a nice person like Miss Holquin would not lie to me about paying you back. So your lawsuit's dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She burned the bridge that she walked on. You know, she doesn't have a family now. You know, she has nobody.
I have a family.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's right.
You know
You
what?
guys used her.
Thank you that the knight in shining armor came and took you
Away.
Good.
And now the next case.
Parties on Taylor versus Guillaume. Step forward, please.
50-year-old Hallie Taylor is suing 46-year-old bus driver Patricia Guillaume because of emotional distress while they both lived in the home of a former boyfriend named Lee Coleman. Patricia is countersuing for malicious prosecution.
Well, this is a very unusual complaint and countersuit. You're Lee?
Yes.
The cause of all the trouble. According to these papers, Miss Taylor, you unfortunately became homeless.
Yes.
Lee was a friend of yours.
Yes.
At first, he said that you could sleep in your car in his driveway,
Yes.
but then said, why don't you move into the house? Is that right?
Yes.
Just to be kind.
Yes.
Shortly thereafter, Lee over here extends an invitation to this young lady to also come to the house, to rent a room. Is that right?
Yes.
No, that's reverse. That's reverse. That's not. Pat was already there.
This is Pat.
Right.
Lee, you want to step up here? Don't talk to me sitting.
Okay.
I like when you stand when you talk to me, so come on up here. She was already living there when you invited Miss Taylor to come in to the house?
Yes.
For how long?
Oh, I was still moving my things in. And when I had gotten the last of my belongings in, then he had informed me that she was going to be living there.
Bottom line is, at about the same moment, these two women came into your house.
That's not true.
Within days of each other?
Yes.
Lee, sit down. Within days, you both found yourself living with Lee. You had no idea she was going to be there, and you had no idea she was going to be there.
Yes, I knew she was going to be there because he had already had rented her the room.
But she wasn't living there already?
No.
Okay. And the two of you didn't get along?
No.
You two?
Yes.
And you say because you didn't get along, she caused you all kinds of stress, high blood pressure, hypertension, and you wanted to pay you $5,000.
Yes.
And you are suing her for malicious prosecution.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She said another thing. If I want to F Lee, I wouldn't wait till you leave. I'll F him while you here.
Lee! Having two women live in your home is not a good idea.
I don't know that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 50-year-old Hallie Taylor is suing 46-year-old bus driver Patricia Guillaume because of emotional distress while they both lived in the home of a former boyfriend named Lee Coleman. Patricia is countersuing for malicious prosecution.
All right, this is not going to take very long, Miss Taylor. Tell me how she caused you stress.
From day one, Pat aggravated me. She antagonized me.
Give me an example.
There are two incidents that took place. The first incident took place in the garage. We were in the garage talking. Lee, Pat. First was Lee and Pat. And then all of a sudden, and she said, your girlfriend. And I was standing over there by the back of his truck. And she rushed over there to me and got in my face and she said, don't you use my bathroom. Incident number two, she stated she wanted to have a talk face to face. Lee got us together with Lee present. We started talking. She did the talking first. She says, I don't like you. She said, I think you're nasty. I think you're a liar. I think you're a con woman. And I think you're not trustworthy. I said, well, Pat, I don't see how you can make all these consumptions about me. You don't know me for about 2 weeks. And then when she finished, I said, you finished saying what you have to say? So then I said what I had to say.
Well, what did you say?
I said, well, Pat, I can't help if you don't like me. But the things that you were saying about me is not true. That's not me. Okay. And before I said something else, and she said another thing. If I want to F Lee, I wouldn't wait till you leave. I'll F him while you here. And I said, well, go ahead.
That's honest.
Go ahead. I mean, you know, I care less.
Okay.
And then she walked over to me and she rushed up in my face. I mean, she was so close, I felt the breath, her warm breath from her mouth.
What'd she
say? And her
say?
left breath touching my left shoulder. And then Lee saw that the conversation wasn't going anywhere, so he stepped in between us.
So those are the two incidents that you're complaining about?
Yes, and each incident I went to the hospital.
Miss Taylor, Those were two what we call conversations, not worthy of a lawsuit. She didn't hit you. She didn't threaten you.
Oh, yes, she did.
No, not in the two instances you told me.
Yeah,
it's not a lawsuit.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Countersuit. What are you countersuing her for?
Well, this whole thing, it annoyed me. It annoyed me because
Miss Guillaume, this whole thing annoys me. Let me tell you something, too. It's late, and I'm getting annoyed.
What had happened, once I had picked up the suit, I had sued Lee, Mr. Coleman, and...
What'd you sue him for?
I wanted my money back.
You mean the money that you gave him for your apartment?
Yes, what had happened...
Did you get it?
Yes, I did.
You did? Good. Well, that's good. You know, Lee, having two women live in your home is not a good idea.
I don't know that.
Miss Taylor, Miss Guillaume, this is not a case that belongs in court.
Okay.
Either your lawsuit or your countersuit. I think this gentleman made a very bad judgment. He was probably trying to be a good guy. I don't think he was trying to be bad. I think he was a friend of yours. He was trying to help you out. I don't think he thought anything wrong with the three of you living nicely together. You look like three nice people. You could live nicely together.
Yeah, the Golden Girls do it.
What? The Golden Girls do it? He's cute. All right. Go have a nice day. This lawsuit and the countersuit are dismissed.
What is our excuse? You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
It was just more than I could take. You know, I like you, while she's jabbing you in your back. You know,
That's not true.
Did that happen?
Yes.
That's bull.
Do you remember?
Good. Just a second. I can't wash your mouth out with soap, sir, but I certainly can take care of it financially. You owe her $3,692.61. That's the most expensive curse word you're ever going to say.
Credit card because we were in a relationship for a long time, and he said that he was going to pay me back.
Did you live together?
No.
So you dated?
Mm-hmm.
Over what period of time?
About 8 months.
And tell me about the first time that you started putting things on your credit card.
I guess we went to the mall, and he wanted to get, I think it was a Sony PlayStation was the first thing that I got him.
What's a Sony PlayStation?
It's a video game system, and I got that for him because he said he really wanted it, and he said, you know, he couldn't come up with all the money at one time, so if I put it on my credit card, he could come up with the monthly payments.
Mr. Lunzinski, does that sound familiar to you?
No, Your Honor.
You remember this video game?
I never asked for anything. They were gifts.
Tell me about being at the mall, sir.
I went to the mall. She surprised me, talking about she wasn't going to tell me anything what we were going to do at the mall. But, you know, she had all that inside of her, what she wanted to, you know, buy me. So we went out. She bought me a Sony PlayStation. She took it in her responsibility to where she wanted to go out, you know. I mean, they're gifts. I didn't ask her to buy them. She knew that I wanted them.
I just asked you about one thing, sir, and you go and give me a whole song and dance. You ever hear the expression, me think the gentleman protests too much? Did you ever hear that? Charles Schultz didn't say that. What next, madam?
The car, my car. I was out of town on a business trip with my father, and my car was parked at his house. And I did mention that I did want to sell my car, but I needed to get at least $900 for it because I still owed that money on it. So I guess someone was driving by his house and said that they wanted to buy it, and so Lance sold the car to this guy that I didn't even know for, he said $1,000. So I said, okay, that's fine, you know, I'll do everything when I get back. So
what happened?
Nothing happened with that. I kept calling him, and the guy that bought the car changed.
How could he buy a car without you signing over your certificate?
That's what I don't...
How could somebody buy a car without you signing over the certificate of title?
I don't know.
Where's the certificate of title for your car?
It wasn't in my name because I was going to get the title when I finished paying it off. So I have.
Whose name was it in?
In the person I bought it from, Dolores.
So the car wasn't in your name?
Right, because I needed to finish paying it off.
How did you sell a car that belonged to Dolores?
Well, if I can say one thing,
No. Answer my question.
How did I sell a car?
How do you sell a car to somebody that
No, that's a good
belonged
question. That's something
to
that,
Dolores?
Your Honor, I haven't figured out for the last 4 months. You know, the guy wanted to buy the car. He came to look at the car. I got a hold of her. She wanted to sell the car. And the guy was supposed to give me $600, which I couldn't get $600 for the car. So the car had so many problems, you know, even though, I mean, I did something.
How do you sell a car without a certificate of title? You mean he just gave you money and he took the car? How's he going to register a car without a certificate of title?
I don't know, less paperwork is in the car, Your Honor.
It has to be signed, sir.
Yeah, I know, Your Honor.
Madam, go to the police.
I'm in the process of doing that.
Go to the police. Don't tell me about this car. I think you two people are both whacked up. I really do. Something suggests to me that you're both a little off. You go to the police, and you have the police get the car back. Did you get any money for it?
Didn't you get any money for the car?
What word didn't you understand, sir? Did
Yeah, I
you
got
get
money,
any
and
money for
I
the
got
car?
money from the guy that bought the car, and I handed her $400. That's the only amount that he gave me that was affordable for him, even though he had to pay $600, which he was supposed to pay $200 more. And next thing you know, the car's in his name. And I'm not God. I don't know how he did that.
Did he give you
I don't
any
have a
money?
crystal ball.
Just a minute. Did he give you any money?
He gave me $400. And then I gave it back to him.
What?
Then I let him borrow it.
Borrow it?
When did you let him borrow it?
I'm not sure. It was for car payments and groceries and stuff that he wanted because he said he was going to pay me back. You know, I admit that I was an idiot, and I know this.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You would throw temper tantrums in the mall, and I was scared of you, so I bought those things for you.
Oh, different
gifts.
story.
And later today,
It's not her fault that your father violated his parole and served 6 months. She doesn't have to support you, sir. She's got enough trouble of her own.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 20-year-old Emily Siebertson says her ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Lance Lunzinski, owes her money he borrowed before they broke up. Lance says the money was a gift.
So far, the only thing that you told me you bought for him, madam, that he said he would repay was this Nintendo game or whatever else it is.
Yeah.
What
and
else did you
some
buy?
Games, a shaver, clothes, shoes, and money for the car payment, groceries, and...
For him?
Yeah. He said he didn't have any money, so I was helping him out because we were in a relationship. I trusted him. I cared about him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Your Honor, we were in a relationship. We loved each other. We cared about each other. I didn't love her where she didn't think inside I loved her the way that I should have loved her. She loved me more. She gave way too much in a relationship. She gave way too fast. You know, I haven't got stuff like that since I was a little kid from my mom bringing me stuff like that.
That's
you know, now I'm
because
here.
if I didn't get you things, you would throw a temper tantrum and you would either
That's
beat me
incorrect.
up or you left me stranded at the mall if I didn't buy you those boots.
No,
you know,
I don't think so.
You would throw temper tantrums in the mall and I was scared of you, so I bought those things for you. And they were
Oh,
not
different
gifts.
story. Listen to me, madam. It's coming clear to me. He used you.
I know.
He used you. But this is a court. In a court, there has to be a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you're really suing for is a breach of contract, that you had an oral contract with him, that you would allow him to make certain purchases on your credit card and he would pay the bills.
Right.
And he never made a payment on your credit card.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yes, he
Oh,
total.
he did. Show me where he made a payment on your credit card.
I made quite a few of them, to be honest with you.
You did?
And it's something that I didn't have to do. It's just...
Oh,
You know?
now it's coming nice. This is easier because then I could do the right thing, even though I thought
I mean,
that I
it wasn't
wasn't
money
able
that I
to.
owed. You know, it was $75 to go get a concert ticket, the Pink Floyd concert. They wanted to
Oh, good. Oh, right. And you did make certain payments, sir.
It wasn't even payments. It's something that I gave. That's what my heart wanted to do. You know? I mean, it's only money. It's only a piece of paper.
How much does he still owe on the credit cards?
He paid 300. What was the?
It
was
3,900.
39.92.61 minus 300, I guess.
Now that includes $1,500, over $1,500 in ATM cash advances to him.
Right.
What was that for?
For when he needed tires for his car, and I did give him my ATM card.
Just a second. I have a hook to hang my robe on because he did make certain payments, which acknowledges the fact that they were loans.
Right.
Okay. So I have, because he used you, there's no question about that. However, I wouldn't say anything to me if I were you, sir. You have to prove to me that there was an understanding, clear contract when he said to you, I'm taking out this money and I will pay you back. Did that happen?
Yes.
That's
$1,573. I can't wash your mouth out with soap, sir, but I certainly can take care of it financially. You owe her $3,692.61. That's the most expensive curse word you're ever going to say. That's all. Out.
Step out. The back door to your right.
I fell for his scam. He's been doing it a lot longer than I have, and you know, I cared for him. I cared for the family, you know, and I had a good time with you guys.
It wasn't a scam.
You know,
it wasn't a scam.
And now the next case.
Party's on Mazer versus Woodbridge. Step forward.
21-year-old student Matthew Mazer says his father's former live-in girlfriend, Pamela Woodbridge, illegally evicted him after his father went to jail.
How old are you, Mr. Mazer?
21.
When did you turn 21?
April 30th.
Now, in May of this past year, you were living with the defendant, correct? And you were living there with your father.
Yes.
And your father and the defendant were engaged to be married or living together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing with yourself in May, sir?
I was beginning to go to college at that time.
What do you mean beginning to go to college? Who begins to go to college in May?
No, I was going to go through summer courses.
That starts in June or July.
Well, registration's in May, though.
That's not a major effort, sir. That's not doing much, going to register for school. It's not necessarily a full-time job. What were you doing with yourself in May?
Nothing at that time.
What were you doing in April?
Well, nothing at that time either, ma'am.
Well, let's try March. What were you doing with yourself in March?
Nothing, preparing to go to school. I was...
You mean getting into the thinking mode? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mr. Mazer? All right. All this has a purpose, sir. You're suing the defendant because in May, according to both of you, your father got arrested, taken off to jail, leaving you living with a perfect stranger. Right?
No, we lived together for 8 months prior to that.
8 months, a lifetime.
We were pretty close. Well, they went out for 2 years before that.
But you were living with them for 8 months.
Yeah.
And your father was, I assume, contributing to the household. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a two-bedroom apartment.
Yes.
So after your father was arrested, you were still living there. You are suing her for $4,000. You say she illegally evicted you from the apartment, and she kept your furniture that you bought.
That's correct. It was bought for me by my father.
It was bought for you. Better get, before you go to college, you better brush up on your English. It's bought for you by your father. Now, what did you expect her to do, Mr. Mazer, when the person who was contributing to half the rent, I assume, half the utilities, is hauled off to jail, leaving her with a total biological stranger to support? Because you're on your way preparing yourself for college. What'd you expect her to do?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I got steroid psychosis because they tried to put me in remission. So I went crazy, and David kind of came into my life, and I didn't know he was a con artist.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Matthew Mazer claims his father's former live-in girlfriend, Pamela Woodbridge, illegally evicted him.
Who are you?
I'm his father.
Terrific. Step up here. Mr. Mazer, how did you expect this lady to take care of business when you were arrested? What were you arrested for?
I wasn't actually arrested. I was taken into custody by the parole department based on some facts that the sheriff's department gave them, which
So
to
you were
date
on
they
parole?
never even filed on.
So you were taken into custody on parole violation.
Right.
Did you spend any time in jail, sir?
Yes, I did.
How much time?
6 months.
What arrangements did you make with the defendant to support the household while you were in jail?
None. It was paid for through the first of the following month, and I didn't anticipate staying in jail very long.
Okay. So she told you that you had to find another place to live because she needed a roommate who could afford to pay at least half the rent.
That's correct.
Sounds right to me.
He was on the lease.
Who put your name on the lease?
She did.
Did you put his name on the lease?
He's listed on the lease as a minor.
Let me ask you this question. How long were you living in this apartment?
I moved in on November 10th of 1996.
And when did he move in?
He moved in, I couldn't
At
put
the
him
same
on the
time.
lease. Right.
Shh. At the same time.
But I couldn't put him on the lease because David has been to prison 2 or 3 times for credit card fraud, and so his credit is ruined.
Now, this young man moved in with you later.
No, he did move in at the same time as
So you
well.
all moved into this apartment together?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Mazer, I assume you moved into this apartment and your arrangement was, because you told me that you did, that you were going to pay the expenses on the apartment. You paid the rent, you paid the utilities, correct? Right? That was your arrangement with this lady. Where had you lived before?
I had a house in Dana Point, and in 1995, I got multiple sclerosis, and my husband of 11 years divorced me. And anyway, to make a long story short, I got steroid psychosis because they tried to put me in remission. So I went crazy, and David kind of came into my life, and I didn't know he was a con artist. He has scammed me out of $180,000. And I have my credit report right here to show.
The question that I'm asking you, and that's all very interesting, is when you moved into this apartment, I assume your arrangement was, because you did it for some 6 months, that you would pay the bills.
Right, and I think
Oh, good. Now, that was the arrangement that you had with us. So then you get hauled off to jail for 6 months, leaving her with the apartment,
And
nobody
I had-
to pay the rent,
and
your
that's
son.
where you're wrong. I had $5,000 in cash with me at the time I was arrested.
So what did you do with
Which was
it?
to pay her attorney to fight for the custody of her children. That
spent
money was taken, and I have this document, was taken in by the Department of Corrections and mailed to me the following day to the jail. For what purpose, I don't know. But I did have...
Did you get $5,000 from him?
No, his parole officer told me that David did have, I think she said $4,000, and she asked him, did he want her to give it to me, and he said no.
Just a minute. Do you have any proof to show me, Mr. Mazer, that you provided the defendant with $5,000 in order to cover the expenses of this apartment while you were away?
Yes.
Don't show me a lot of papers there. Show me where you turned over the money to the defendant to cover the expenses of the apartment.
The apartment part was, here it is right here, $2,993.
Let me see it.
And the sheriff's department kept it. They said they could not give it to her because
Just
they
a minute.
arrested
So
me.
the answer is she didn't get it.
Yes.
So what are you showing me this baloney for? She didn't get it. So what you're telling me is I should take your good intentions into consideration.
No, she rented, but what? The rent was paid to the end of the following month.
All right. She doesn't have to keep your son there not working. Now, furniture. You had furniture?
Well, David had gone out and bought a futon for Matthew on my credit card. Well,
It was a
it
joint
may have
credit
been a
card.
joint credit card.
Right.
David was doing credit card roulette, basically.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He went out and bought a futon.
Right.
Is that the only piece of furniture that was bought specifically for Mr. Mazer Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there are other items. What other items, sir, do you say were bought by your father for you?
Not really any other furniture, just a couple tables and,
Tables? What
yeah,
tables?
just like end tables.
End tables. What end tables? Talk to me.
His mother took
What end tables?
They're just glass end tables, brass.
That your father bought for
brass
his
and glass.
20-year-old son?
No, those were mine when I brought them there.
Okay, so where are they?
His mother took them. She came and picked up his things.
Except the futon.
Exactly.
Which you paid
Which
for.
I sold.
Which you sold.
Right.
And which was on your credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
Or on a joint credit card.
Right.
Which he wasn't paying from jail.
Right.
Good.
Excuse me, the insurance was paying for it. When she came down with MS, the insurance picked up all the bills. She virtually had no bills with the exception of the rent.
So just a minute. Why should she have any bills? That wasn't your arrangement. Mr. Mazer.
But there is an eviction process you go through in the state of California. You just don't throw somebody out and lock them out.
Where's his mother?
My mother, I can't live with her. She has cats, and I'm fatally allergic to them. So I can't live with my mother.
Your mother has cats, sir?
Yeah.
I have no more time. This lawsuit is nonsense. Case is dismissed. Who are you?
I was his girlfriend at the time, and he did have a job when he moved there.
I was invited by them to go to school. That's why I went there. And they didn't have the money at the time to pay for me to go to school.
Mr. Mazer, it's not her fault that your father violated his parole and served 6 months. She doesn't have to support you, sir. She's got enough trouble of her own.
That.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Out the back door to your
And
right.
on the next Judge Judy.
It was a cold thing what she did to me. She threw me on the streets knowing I had no place to go. I mean, it was a really hard thing for me to deal with. I had to come up with nothing. I mean, I had half my clothes, nothing else. That's all I had when she threw me on the streets.
I had to rent that room out because it's called survival.
Me and Sean and my boyfriend were living together.
The three of you were living in the apartment.
Yes.
But three became a crowd when money raised its ugly head.
Like, what the are you go to Las Vegas for? Oh, so I could see if I can win some more money. And I'm like, you've got to be stupid.
Are you finished?
Yes.
I have a feeling you two people deserve each other because you are claimed that the other owes you money. Just about the same amount of money, $2,600 change. Ms. Sanchez, you claim that this gentleman was living with you. He left owing you money for a variety of things, which you'll tell me about. You say you made a loan to her for lawyer, $1,500 for something. You'll tell me about that. So why don't you start from the beginning? How come the two of you were living together?
Sean said he had no place to go. And when we first moved together, he was getting kicked out of his apartment. I was leaving my apartment.
Had you been friends?
Yeah, we had been friends. We had met at work. And at the time, we were staying in a hotel, and it was like you pay every week. Then we found an apartment through one of his friends at work. He got the apartment in his name, okay? And then later I had got it put in my name. I have a rental agreement. And I was giving Sean the money because he knew the landlord. I had no idea, and I work at night. And so I would give Sean money every week to pay rent. Sean didn't pay rent. I have an agreement that we both signed saying that we're both 4 months in the hole in rent. And I'm like, you know, how in the world can this be? I give you money every week, you know?
What you're telling me is you gave him your share of the rent.
Every
How
week.
much was the rent?
$250.
$250 a month?
Each.
Yes, each. It's $500 a month.
Okay. So you gave him your $250?
Yes.
And he never paid the rent?
No. I have a piece of paper saying right here that we're both, and he signed it. We both signed it, saying that we're 4 months in the rent, 4 months behind in the rent to this day.
Didn't I pay her 70?
I don't know. Do you have a receipt?
Shh, don't talk to each other. Don't talk to each other. Okay. You both signed that you're both responsible for half the rent. Did you pay the rent, sir?
When I moved out, I paid $750.
I'm talking about while you were living there with her.
We lived together for a whole year and a half.
Shh. How long were you living in the apartment together?
About a year and a half, 2 years.
And did you pay the rent?
Yes.
All that time?
Yes.
No, he didn't. He's lying.
Ms. Sanchez,
Yes, ma'am.
you have rent receipts?
She had them all.
Did you ultimately pay all the rent?
Not yet. I am still in the hole because of Sean.
How did that come about, that you're in the hole?
Okay, Sean was unemployed. First, Sean moved out, okay, because me and Sean and my boyfriend were living together, right? And everything was fine, but we still owed her $2,000.
The three of you were living in the apartment?
Yes.
And the rent was $500?
Yes.
So
but
that
my,
his share was...
my boyfriend didn't really live there. He wasn't responsible for any of the rent. That was my responsibility. He didn't hardly have any clothes there, okay? He was just,
You just told me
there.
the three of you were living
in
there.
a two-bedroom apartment. In a two-bedroom apartment. Yeah. He had his own room. I had my own room. He had his company. I had my company. So my boyfriend didn't really live there. He had all his clothes someplace else. My boyfriend did. Sean was fired from his job, came crying to me that he didn't have any place to go. Okay, no place to go. He couldn't go live with his brother. They were having problems. He can go live with his father. They're having problems.
So what you're saying to me, madam...
So I let him move back in. I let him move back in on the agreement that he helped me with households.
In May of 1997, sir, you signed an agreement that you owed her a total of, well, this would be $1,000, right? Because it says that total owing was $2,000. And Henry and Sanchez are responsible for 50% of the total, and you signed this, correct? So you acknowledged in May that you owed her $1,000.
Yeah.
Right? Did you pay her?
I paid the landlord $750.
No. I'm not saying what you paid the landlord. I'm saying what you paid her.
Why would I owe her?
Because I gave you the money every day to pay the rent, and you didn't, stupid.
Now, you want me to dismiss your lawsuit?
No.
This is $2,000. Each of you owe half of that. So that's $1,000. Did you pay it or did you not pay it?
I paid $750. I guess I still owe the landlord $250.
When did you pay the landlord $750?
July?
When did you move out?
July?
No.
Shh. Show me the receipt.
I don't have that.
That makes this easy. So that's $1,000. What else does he owe you for?
He bought, through his work, I got a VCR because he could get it cheaper from Dow Stereo.
How much did you pay for it?
$160.
Okay.
That's all the money that I gave him for the VCR.
How much did you pay for the VCR?
Got a receipt right here.
Okay.
$213.
$213, and you gave him $160. Where's the receipt?
I didn't ask Sean for receipts.
Okay. Did she give you $160 for the VCR?
Every day I get...
You wanted a video camera.
Listen to me.
But you didn't.
You each want money from each other. It would be very foolish. So you say you bought it for $160, and you're going to show me a receipt for $213. And you claim that when he moved out, why did he move out?
Because he wouldn't do his chores, nor did he pay rent. The first month that he moved back in after he was unemployed, he went to Las Vegas, okay? That was on Memorial Day. Didn't tell me anything. And then he comes home, oh, I'm broke, I went to Las Vegas. Like, what the hell you go to Las Vegas for? Oh, so I could see if I can win some more money. And I'm like, you've got to be stupid. And every day, that month that he was there and he was unemployed, I gave him money, because every day I had to go to work.
Are you finished?
Yes.
What's the address of this apartment where you live together?
802. Apartment A. He didn't help me with the chores. He didn't help me take care of the
I don't care. I'm not your therapist, madam. This is a court.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Are you telling me that this attorney, under the penalties of perjury in the state of California, is lying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, really? Maybe I'll call him.
And later today,
She was in high demand because she was a natural blonde and had natural big breasts.
I'm sure if I chose to pursue that career instead of a research scientist, I would be in high demand, yes.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dancer LaDonna Sanchez wants her former close friend Sean Henry to pay her for back rent. Sean says she kicked him out.
So what happened with the VCR that you said was yours?
He took it from me. I went to sleep. He went in my room and took it out of my room.
Okay. Now what's your story?
I let her use it. I never said she can have it. I bought it.
Utter crap.
Shh, shh.
I said you could use it.
Now, you also say that you made some loans to him. You want to tell me about that?
The month that he moved in, since he was unemployed, he would ask me for money every day.
I'm not talking, Miss, listen to me. I'm not talking about the $5 and the $10. that you say you gave him because he was unemployed, did you lend him any large sums of money for which he promised to make payment?
Not all at one time. Every day, can I borrow some money? Can I borrow some money?
Did you keep a record of that?
He was my best friend.
Did you keep a record? The answer is no. So you're just guessing about how much money you lent
No,
him?
I'm not. I knew how much money I had saved in my drawer before he had moved in.
So how much money did you give him?
$350.
I don't believe that you can.
I did. Every day I gave him $20 or $30 every day because he needed it.
So
he
you-
needed
did
it
you
for
write
gas.
down-
He was supposed to go look for a
Did
job.
you write
I bought him news.
You're not listening to me, Miss Sanchez. I said, did you write down these numbers?
I didn't think I had to.
Well, then that's a problem.
He's supposed to be my best friend.
Oh,
He was supposed to be my little brother.
Now you're countersuing up for a lot of money too. Let me hear it.
Well, one time
Not well. Look at me.
she got arrested coming back across the border, and she needed a lawyer. So she called me crying, I need a lawyer. So I paid $1,500 for a retainer to try and help her out.
When was this?
June 26, '96.
Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
You just took out a piece of paper. What is that?
This is the piece of paper that was the only thing that I gotten from that lawyer. I saw that lawyer once. I knew it wouldn't do me any good. I cussed Sean out on the phone about what do I need a lawyer for? The lawyer wasn't going to do me any good.
Just a second. You went to see a lawyer.
No, I didn't. The lawyer came to jail. And I'm like,
Lawyer came to jail. Lawyers don't do anything for free.
I didn't ask him for the lawyer. I
Did you?
never asked him for the lawyer. And if I did ask for him a lawyer, it wouldn't be from him. It would have been from Rudy, my boyfriend.
Listen to me. Where were you when you paid this lawyer? Were you in
I was.
California?
Yeah.
Does he have a receipt?
I have a feeling you two people deserve each other because you are, Miss Sanchez, irritating me. And I'm just about ready to show you the door. Do you understand?
Yes.
With nothing. Not your $1,100, with nothing, if you do it again. You got it? I want you to show me any documentation, sir, that you have with regard to this lawyer.
Right here.
Can I see it, please? Well, this clearly is a letter from an attorney indicating that he accepted a non-refundable retainer in the amount of $1,500 from the defendant on your behalf on the 26th of June, 1996.
That's his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend's father. Why wouldn't he write him that piece of paper?
Are you telling me that this attorney, under the penalties of perjury in the state of California, is lying? Are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, really? Maybe I'll call him.
No,
Maybe I'll call him. You want me to call him?
Can you look at this for me
Sure.
for a minute?
I asked you a question. Do you think I have to call him?
No.
Right.
But he was never my attorney. I did not ask Sean to get me a lawyer.
How did you find out she had been arrested?
She called me from jail.
I believe that, Miss Sanchez.
I did not ask him.
How would he know that you're in jail unless you called him?
I did call him from jail.
And what did you call
We
him for?
lived
To say,
together.
how are you?
No, we lived together.
This happened a long time ago, correct? Did you ever sue her for this money?
No.
Why?
So I cared about her.
Good.
Excuse me, Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
When the lawyer thing
deserve each
came
other.
about,
You're lying, Miss Sanchez. Don't lie to me. I don't like when you lie to me.
I did not. I'm not lying.
Sure you are. Now, was there ever an agreement that you had with her that she would repay this lawyer's fee to you?
Well, we had an agreement.
Mr. Henry, you don't want to go down that road, sir. I guess you do. You want to tell me about this agreement? Tell me what words we used, Mr.
Well,
Henry.
she said, get me out of here. Whatever it costs.
And you said?
I'll try the best I can. I borrowed the money from my brother.
No, don't tell me how you borrowed the money. She said, get me out of here. Right?
Yes.
And you did.
Well, I tried.
Okay. No, an agreement to pay it back means get me out of here, whatever it costs, and I will pay you back. That's a contract. That's an oral contract. But you didn't have that with her.
No.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought. So, that's honest.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You never paid rent. You didn't clean up the house. You didn't clean up your stuff. I had to sit up there and pick up after you. Bought food and everything.
And later today,
She begged me for sex, Your Honor. Literally.
Mr. Swan, you're not that attractive, sir.
Thank you.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Exotic dancer LaDonna Sanchez wants her former close friend Sean Henry to pay her for back rent, loans, and a stolen VCR.
A, I can't figure out who owns the VCR. I have a bill here for $213. So
She's also
I can't-
caused damage to my truck.
Shh. So I can't make a determination with regard to the VCR. I can only make a determination with regard to the contract that you both entered into, indicating that you are indebted to her for the amount of $1,000. Now, you want to tell me about this truck?
Yeah, she's damaged it.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, one time at work, she said she locked the keys in, so she had to break the back window, and I had to pay for that.
I paid him back.
Shh.
And when we were in a fight, I wouldn't let her drive it. She didn't have a license or insurance on it.
So what did she do to the truck?
She kicked it. Put a nice dent on the driver's side door.
Let me see.
And I got estimates of the damage right here.
Looks like there's lots of damage on this truck. Lots of scratches on this truck.
From his DUIs.
You have about your boyfriend kicking it.
Oh, wonderful. You ready? Dismissed! Dismissed! Goodbye.
Party's not excused. Step out.
I don't understand why it was dismissed. Because I talked? He was supposed to be my best friend. Okay, he dogged me just because I won't be his stupid girlfriend. Sorry. Now it's dismissed because you're stupid. Never see my fucking money again. Make me sick.
And now the next case.
Party's on Maris versus Swan. Step forward.
32-year-old research scientist Ann Maris is suing her former friend, physical education instructor William Swan, for unpaid credit card bills.
Why do women give men credit cards?
I think it has something to do with the word convinced. Mr. Swan looked me straight in the eye and told me he loved me, wanted to marry me, that I thought he had morals.
Mr. Swan. Go ahead.
I thought he had morals.
How did you meet him?
I met him in the produce section of an Asian store, Asian market.
And how long did you know him before you put his name on your credit card?
5 months.
And had you dated during that 5 months?
Beginning about 2 or 3 months prior to that, we started seeing each other on a more regular basis and talking pretty much every day on the phone, at least once.
So he needed some credit, and you said you'd give him credit on your card.
He said one morning I talked to him from work, and he said he desperately needed a refrigerator, that he was getting skinny, and that his brother wouldn't loan him the money, and that it would be about $500. And I told him I didn't have the money, and I thought we could find one a lot cheaper than that, as I had paid $100 for mine, and that I would be willing to let him put it on a credit card that had no other money on it, so we could be clear. And he had told me he was going to pay it out of his tax return, and he didn't know why his brother wouldn't loan him the money.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To make a long story short, because
Sure.
Mr. Swan is going to tell me what his defense is,
Mhm.
he ran up bills on the credit card totaling $1,500.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And he does not dispute that.
No.
Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
But this is your defense, that you had an agreement with her. And your agreement was that as long as you maintained the payments on the credit card, that she would keep it open.
Absolutely.
But that there came a point when you took out a significant amount of money. How much, $1,100?
Yeah.
And that after you took out that amount of money, she closed the credit card down.
Yes.
So your defense is that she breached the agreement
Yes.
by canceling the credit card, and therefore you do not owe her this money. That's what your defense is.
Something to that effect.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Well, why don't you tell me what I got wrong?
Well,
Why don't you?
not that I don't necessarily owe, but the fact that she breached our contract with reference to me keeping the payments paid that I shouldn't have to pay because she cut it off basically out of spite because I wouldn't have sex with her.
That's not true, of course.
She begged me for sex, Your Honor.
What is that?
Literally.
Mr.
And
Swan.
I just, you know.
Mr. Swan, you're not that attractive, sir.
Thank you.
What does this have to do about owing?
She
her
thought so.
Order.
Well, sometimes love is blind. Mr. Swan, you're not serious with me, are you? You're not trying to tell this to me with a straight face that you don't owe the money that you took out on her credit card because she breached the agreement when she cut off your credit.
I never said I didn't owe it.
You sure you said, as far as I'm concerned, she broke the agreement and I have no intention of giving her a dime.
That's what I said. But
That's what you said right here in your answer.
Yeah, but I didn't say I didn't
Good.
owe
You
her.
owe her $1,500, judgment for the plaintiff. That's it.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She was in high demand because she was a natural blonde and had natural big breasts.
I'm sure if I chose to pursue that career instead of a research scientist, I would be in high demand, yes. I hope to see him in jail.
Hope springs eternal.
You have a drink in Ojai with the girl he's dating and her friend.
He was not dating her at the time.
The case of two bikers, a girl, and a $700 ring.
I'm never giving a woman a ring, and on top of that, I'm not sleeping with him.
That's a good thing.
That's pretty bizarre.
Mr. Whiteman, don't get excited, please, sir, and don't shift from...
Tunnel surgery.
Did it work?
Yeah, I can feel,
Good.
but I don't know how well.
Mr. Whiteman, you and the defendant were friends for a while. Are those prescription glasses,
Yes, ma'am.
sir? You and the defendant were friends for several years.
5 or 6 years, yes.
And according to you, you do jewelry, make jewelry
I'm
part-time.
an electrician by trade. It's a little hobby on the side.
And you had a ring that he liked, and you agreed to make one for him.
Yes,
And had you discussed the price with him?
yes. He's going to pay me $700. We're trying to wrap it up within 3 to 6 months. There was no set payment plan.
And you made him the ring?
Yes,
Did you give it to him?
yes,
And did he pay you for it?
no,
So that's why you're here.
yes.
He got the ring back.
You gave it to him?
Yes, he came pounding on my door wanting his ring back. And I had it appraised for $300. He wanted $700. So I gave him the ring back.
He's lying. I wouldn't be going through all this right now if he gave me back the ring.
Why is he asking for $2,600 and not asking for the ring back? Because he's already got the ring back. He's just suing for verbal agreement, which I have nothing, he never said anything about that. He gave it to me as a gift. This man has stayed in my house, used my washer dryer, ate my food, drank my booze, never charged him a penny.
So
And
what do you
now he
think-
wants
So what do you think this is-
$2,600 for a $300 ring?
Forget $2,600. But assuming, sir, that you were close enough for him to live in your home, right? Why would you think that at this point he's suing you?
He's mad about something. I don't know. He wants money. I don't know what it is.
Tell me.
I don't know what kind of delusions he's having. I've never lived at his house, for one.
You stayed in
I've
my
stopped
house many
by,
times.
a
Stopped
couple of
by.
times and spent the night a few times. We've gone out drinking together. And he's never given me that ring back, or I wouldn't be at this stage of the game.
Let me see the ring, sir. You say that you have one that was just like it.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
Like it.
Not for
Show
your
it to the
appraisal.
other
Just take off the ring. Let me see it.
I want to give her this paperwork.
I'm not interested in your appraisal. Your appraisal is really not important. Well, that is a handsome piece. Is the one that you made for him similar?
Exactly.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Yeah.
He didn't make it for me. He had 3 of them, the same thing, that he already had. He didn't make anything for me.
Okay.
And then he gave it to me as a gift.
Well, tell me how that came about, sir, according to
Well,
you.
he comes over all the time, used to, and just sit around and have a few beers and drink and stuff. I've always admired the ring, and he said, here. You know, you can have
You
it.
must have had a fight about something.
No.
Something
Here's the
doesn't
ring and-
sit right with
No,
me.
it doesn't sit right because every word out of his mouth's a lie at this stage of the
that's what
game.
you say.
I knocked on his door, wanted the ring back. There was this girl named Kelly. They weren't dating at the time. We went to Ojai to go have a drink, me and her girlfriend. We had a real bad time that night. And
That's
so
why you're
she
so
came
Shut
back.
Hey, don't talk to him. It's irritating. So at the time that you went for a drink with Kelly and her friend in Ojai,
Yes.
he wasn't around.
Yes,
And something happened when you were out there having a drink.
right.
Had you already given him this ring?
Oh, yes.
Okay. How much before?
Approximately a month.
Okay. So, approximately a month, you have a drink in Ojai with the girl he's dating and her friend.
That's a little bit incorrect. He was not dating her at the time. She used me to start dating him, and then he decided in his own mind that, you know, you took out somebody I wanted to see, and I'm going to keep the ring. And that's exactly what happened. And if he could sit up here with a straight face and tell you that I gave him a ring, I'm never giving a woman a ring, and on top of that, I'm not sleeping with him.
That's a
You
good
know,
thing.
that's pretty bizarre for him to even say that.
Well-
I've never given anybody a $700 item in my life.
Mr. Weidman, the reason, quite frankly, you know, sometimes if people are really good friends, Mr. Weidman, don't get excited, please, sir, and don't shift from foot to foot. If you're a really good friend of his, it's not so bizarre that if you had several of these, even if you just had one of these, and he said, I really love that you might not take it off and say, I want it to please you. I
I'm
have
not
to.
financially able to give him a $700 item.
Okay. Now, you charge $700 for the ring.
Right.
Because there's $700 worth of gold here?
There's approximately about $450, $500.
Worth of gold, because it's a heavy ring.
Right, 26, 25,
But
26.
the other couple of $100 is for your labor in making
Right.
it. Now, the only thing that I have to determine is whether you gave him back this ring. And I can't understand why he would be here if you gave him back the ring, sir.
Money. That's all I can figure.
Your Honor, I make $1,000 a week. I'm a union electrician. I make $30, $45 an hour. I have my pay stubs right here, and believe me, it's not money.
Then why are you asking $2,600 for a $700
Because
ring?
I have the ring, you know, it was like $700. The cost coming from the Bay Area, I estimated about 200 miles. It's 800-mile round trip. Lost wages at $30, $45 an hour. 2 days is $487. Appraisal was $50. The process server was $115. Mr. Bonner had to take off work today at 27 an hour.
What's he
times
doing
4.
here?
He's the witness that a few months later that Mr. Torres still possessed this ring. I figured he was going to start this today.
Step up here, sir. Tell me your name.
Richard Bonner.
Mr. Bonner, how do you know Mr. Torres?
He's done some work for me.
What do you know about this ring?
I've seen it.
When was the last time you saw it on Mr. Torres?
Oh, it's, I think it was March when he was doing some work for me.
How do you remember it?
He's done more work for me since then.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't have the ring, so I don't know
Well,
what to tell you.
What? You may not have it, but I don't believe that you gave it back to him.
I did give it back to him.
I don't believe it.
And later today,
Tell me how much each one of these pool cues cost.
We figured between $1,800 and $2,000 per cue.
And what do these pool cues do for $2,000 a piece?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlie Weidman claims he made a ring for his biker buddy Larry Torres and was never paid. Larry says he gave the ring back to Charlie.
Mr. Torres, it is not common sense that you gave him back the ring and he goes to the trouble of serving you with summons, which cost him money, having the ring appraised, which cost him money, if in fact he had the ring in his possession. That just doesn't make sense to me, sir.
No, I don't have the ring, so I don't know
Well,
what to tell you.
What? You may not have it, but I don't believe that you gave it back to him.
I did give it back to him.
I don't believe it. So I believe that you did not, in fact, return the ring to him. That doesn't mean that you still have it. I don't know what you did with it. Only you know what you did with it, and you didn't return it to him. Now, Mr. Weidman, I know you're suing for $2,600, and the truth of the matter is I'm not going to give you $2,600. I'm going to give you the $700 that you say you agreed on with this gentleman to pay for the ring. I also think that that gave you somewhat of a profit. You know, you said that there was
profit.
I'm speaking. That the gold in the ring itself was worth about $500 maximum, according to you. Mr. Torres was, in fact, a friend of yours. I don't see why you shouldn't charge him something, you know, because you did use your skill in making the ring. And if that's the way you do business with your friends, that's your business. But I'm certainly not going to give you a windfall of $2,600, sir. So the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
Parties on Blondio versus Paget. Step forward, please.
Billiard supply owner Peggy Blondio says she gave 31-year-old Tim Paget $6,000 to make custom pool cues and is suing because he didn't finish the work.
Well, I must admit it's nice to know at my age you can learn something new. This case is about pool cues.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you, Miss Blondio, claim that the defendant breached a contract that you had made with him by failing to produce some custom-made pool cues for you within an appropriate period of time. You gave him $5,000 deposit? $6,000 deposit. And he didn't deliver.
Correct.
So why don't you first tell me how much each one of these pool cues cost?
We didn't have an exact price, Mr. Paget and I, as far as what he was going to charge me. We figured between $1,800 and $2,000 per cue.
And what do these pool cues do for $2,000 a piece?
Well, they're like a piece of art based on the person that makes the cue, the materials that are in it. These cues were to have ambonia burl, 14-karat gold, and a lot of ivory.
And is this your business?
Yes, I work for Beach Billiard Supply. I'm an owner, and I've done this for 11 years.
When did you make this agreement with him?
I gave Mr. Paget a check on August 9th, 1996. The verbal contract went into agreement at that point. My store manager, Ken Harity, was the witness to that and was involved in deciding what the cues would be made out of and whatnot.
Okay, and what was the promised delivery date?
They were to be delivered in October of 1996.
And they weren't?
That's correct.
And he still has your $6,000?
That's correct.
All right, Mr. Paget. Now, I see that there's something over there that doesn't look like a telescope, so it must be one of these fancy pool cues. Is that what one of those pool cues looks like? I would really like to see a $2,000 pool cue.
This is they're not finished. I stopped production in September. That was one of the anniversary cues, not complete.
September of '97, you stopped production.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bert, could you get that? You don't have to put it together. I could sort of take a look at it.
No, this is two separate cues, Your Honor. This one here is a $10,000 pull stick.
It's $10,000?
Yes, Your Honor.
It can't fit on your finger, does it?
No, it can't.
If it can't fit on your finger, it ain't worth 10 grand. Well, it certainly is lovely. How long does it take you to make one of these things, sir?
Average 3 months to a year, depending on the materials and...
A year to make one?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, you can't. You got to be kidding me, sir.
No,
Because
that's
if you
not
charge,
correct.
shh, don't help. Because if that were true, then you only make $2,000 a year.
No, Your Honor, a lot of the time is just sitting time. When you have a large amount of money invested in materials, as I do in these cues, they sit for 3, 4, 5, 6 months before I put the actual gold in, the ivory in.
Why do they sit?
Because cues warp. They warp, and then if I was to sell a cue for $2,000 and 3 months later the person comes back and says the cue's warped, I have to replace that cue.
So it's got to sit and sort of ripen with age.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you say, I'm having trouble with material, I
told her
can't get the material, you can either wait or I'll give you your money back? Did you say that to her?
No, the money was
Right.
sent.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Peggy Blondio is suing pool cue maker Tim Paget because he took her money and then broke their agreement by failing to make 10 custom pool cues.
Now, you took her money in August of 1996.
This is correct.
And you stopped production in September of 1997.
The agreed date was not in October. That's an impossibility. My name is in the Blue Book of Pool Cues. It says right in here that it takes me 3 to 8 months to make a cue, and that was 2 years ago.
Just a second. 3 to 8 months.
Correct.
So August, September, October is not is not something that's out of fantasy, sir, because even according to you, 2 years ago, when you first entered into a contract with her in August of 96, you say that you could make a cue between 3 and 6 and 8 months. So August, September, and October. That's 3 months.
That's a very plain cue, Your Honor. That's like a $400 to $500 cue. I did not tell her I would have them done in October of 96.
When did you tell her you would have them done, according to you, sir?
There was a BCA show in July of 97. I said I would try and have the first 3 done by then.
So you're telling her that she has to wait a year for her cues?
Originally, no. July of 97 was the show in Las Vegas.
That's 11 months later.
That's
August of 96 to July of 97.
okay.
That's 11 months later.
Correct.
That's when you said you would have them for her.
Exactly.
And you didn't.
I told her in January that I had not received the material yet. I was having major problems with the wood, that it was going to take longer. She asked me for a date, and I could not give her one.
Well, then why didn't you give her her money back?
She didn't ask for it. She just said, get them done as soon as you can.
Excuse me, I did.
What did you say?
My mother's my business partner had not contacted Mr. Paget in November requesting the money back because I had come into some financial situations where I needed the money. So she had asked him to replace the money. I also
did somebody call and ask you for the money back in November?
Her mother asked me for the money back. I confronted Peggy. I said, Peggy, is this true? Do you want the money back? And Peggy says, no, don't pay any attention to my mother. I do not want the money back. I want the cues. Get them done as soon as you can. Those were her exact words.
No.
What was the next conversation that you had with him after your mother had the conversation with him and asked for the money back?
I told him that yes, I was entering. I was entering some financial situations that I did need the money back. He said that he'd already invested in the materials and therefore couldn't give me the money back. Then I said I needed the cues as soon as possible as we were entering the Christmas season, and my hope was to sell them then.
Well, that's not so far off. He said, I've already invested in some material money, and you said, well, if you've already done that, as long as you get me the cues before Christmas, then fine. And what did he say?
Well, in November, I was told I'd have them in the first or second week in December. In December, I was told I would have them in January. In January, I was told I'd have them in February because I wanted to go to a trade show. They never were produced. I tried to at least get 3 cues because there were supposed to be 10. That never materialized. My bi-weekly phone calls were reduced to weekly, monthly, and then bi-monthly. My store manager, Ken Haggerty, was witness to the date of completion that Mr. Paget had stated to me, and that was October.
Step up. Tell me your name, sir.
Ken Haggerty.
Were you there when they made this contract?
I was.
And what do you recall was said?
To the best of my recollection, what we talked about, because part of the conversation was what was going to be in the cues, approximately how much they would be worth, and when we would possibly get some of them. Hopefully, we asked to have at least 1 cue because we planned on a whole advertisement around this particular anniversary cue, and we were hoping to get at least 1 to take a photograph of to put in magazines.
What did he say about delivery, if you remember? Make sure if you...
To the best of my recollection, it was going to be by October. And then it became November, and then it became December, and it just progressed. And I spoke to him personally a couple of times, asking, when can we get our cues? And I continually got excuses why we couldn't get them, and that was it.
Now, sir, to date, you do not have any pool cues to give them. Is that right?
I stopped production on them when I was served papers by her attorney. And that was September 17th, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you say, I'm having trouble with material, I
told her I
can't
was
get the material, you can either wait or I'll give you your money back? Did you say that to her?
No, the money was
Right.
spent. I have receipts for over $5,000 worth of material that was sent out.
Just a minute, that's not her problem. You made an agreement with this lady to make pool cues for her within a reasonable period of time. According to you, that was, according to the book, 3 to 8 months. And 8 months after she gave you $6,000, she still had zippo, nothing. So you breached the contract. You got to give her back the money. My limit is $5,000 here. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all. Woo!
Party's not excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I'm extremely pleased with it. I think that it was a fair decision.
The judge obviously doesn't know what she's talking about, so.
I'm just pleased that it turned out the way it did.
He picked me up and he threw me out the door into the railing.
I did not physically pick her up and throw her out the door.
They lived together for 2 months, but he threw her out after he overheard her phone call.
Was she, according to you, selling cocaine?
She was buying it. She confessed up to that when we went to court.
Does that have a ring of truth to it?
Yes, it does.
Good.
Assaulting her during an argument.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Your Honor, this is case number 333 on the calendar in the matter of Sullivan versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, sir.
Miss Sullivan, your complaint alleges that the defendant assaulted you.
Yes.
Over a year ago.
Right.
And you're suing him for the hospital bills.
Right.
So I want you to tell me where he assaulted you, how he assaulted you, and why you waited a year to bring this lawsuit.
Ron and I had known each other about 5 months, or we were together for about 5 months. After 3 months, we moved in together. And probably about 2 months after that, Ron and I had an argument in our apartment, and he asked me to leave, and I told him to go to his friend Jesse's house, and that I would be gone by the time he got back. It turned into an argument, and he picked me up and he threw me out the door into the railing. I walked down the stairs and to the Chevron station, where I called the police and my dad. The police came and arrested Ron. Ron and I didn't speak for 2 weeks. After that, we got back together, and Ron agreed to help me pay the hospital bill.
Okay, so you got back together again. And how long were you back together again?
Off and on, probably 7 months.
When you say off and on for 7 months, you mean you lived together?
No.
You didn't stay at his house?
No. After that, my cousin and my grandmother, after I left the hospital, had to go to my apartment and move me out because my knee was sprained, and I had 8 stitches in my face and a slight head concussion. And I moved into my Aunt Anna's house at that time.
So you never again stayed at his house?
No.
But you dated?
Yes.
And then what happened?
It just didn't work out. He agreed to pay half of the hospital bill or help me out with the bills. And when we broke up, I had called him and asked him if he was still going to help me, and he told me, good luck. I'm moving in November to go to the wrestling camp. Okay. So that's when I decided to take him to court.
You made an agreement with him, according to you, that you consented to for him to pay for half of the medical bills.
Right, and he had agreed to it.
Okay. And how much were the medical bills?
It's $1,177 now in a collection.
$1,177.
You're right.
That's the whole bill.
Yeah, in collection. The whole bill was $882.
Well, it was $882, and then they built up interest on it.
Right, which is on my name in collection.
Why didn't you pay any part of the bill?
Because I just hadn't done it, and then when I
well,
had
no,
made,
I know you hadn't done it, but my question is, why hadn't you done it?
I had just figured that Ron put me in the hospital, then he should have to pay for it. Why should I have to go through that and pay for it too?
Well, I'm just asking. I understand that, but what I'm questioning you about is, if you agreed with him that he would pay half the bill, why didn't you, since you were going to pay the other half, pay the other half instead of stiffing the hospital completely.
I just didn't do it.
Well, that's not very responsible.
It's not.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a waitress.
Now, you're suing him for a lot more than half of $1177.
Right.
Why?
I'm suing him $1,200 for the 6 weeks of loss of work.
Why?
Because I missed work because of him.
But you were seeing each other after this incident. I'll get to you in a second.
Yeah, we were.
And even at the time when you separated 7 months later, according to you, you still said to him, what about the half of this hospital bill that you said you were going to pay?
And he didn't want to do it.
Also, I still don't understand why now you're tacking on a whole lot of other things.
I had changed my mind. I had decided, why should I have to pay for half of it when it wasn't even my fault? He put me in the hospital. He should pay for the whole thing.
But you, according to you, had an oral contract with him to pay for half of the bill.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Smith, you want to tell me your version of these events, please?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, we did get into a verbal confrontation, and what it was when we were living together, she was purchasing cocaine. And I have 2 kids. I pay my child support. I only get to see one of them, and I didn't want anything to jeopardize my son being able to come and visit me in my home, and something like that would. I asked her to leave. She refused to leave. I didn't pick her up and throw her out the door. She got hit with the door. She stuck her foot in the door, and then I put my hand on her to get her out the door and close the door behind her. I did not physically pick her up and throw her out the door. I went through my anger management classes, and
you pled guilty to the assault.
I pled no contest.
That's the same as guilty.
Yes. I went through my anger management classes, and like she says, you know, I did agree to pay half of the hospital bill. I did. It was all fine and good until just a little while ago. What it is she calls me up, and when she does call me, she's drunk. And all she wants to do is make up. She's pledging undying love and affection. You know, she wants to be with. She comes to my work drunk. She calls me up drunk, telling me that she loves me. She just wants to be with me. She's never loved anybody like me before, and blah, blah, blah whatsoever. And when I told her, no, I'm sorry, I'm moving, I'm going to Atlanta, she wanted to come to Atlanta with me. After the incident happened, she quit her job so she could move to Minnesota because she was going to be with her mother. It had nothing to do with me at all. That's why she missed that work. She quit her job.
Okay.
I did not make contact with her after the incident. She made contact with me.
Tell me about this argument. The reason that you say that you pushed her out of the house was because of cocaine.
Yes.
Was she, according to you, selling cocaine?
She was buying it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Since when do I do drugs?
You don't smoke pot?
No, I don't.
You don't
Do you?
get drunk?
Oh,
You called the studio drunk off you.
And later today,
He broke the engagement.
By having this affair?
No, he needed time alone. He needed to find himself.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Misty Sullivan says her ex-boyfriend Ron Smith assaulted her during an argument and wants him to pay for her medical bills. Ron doesn't deny he injured Misty, but says they agreed he would pay only half of the bills.
Tell me about this argument.
I tell her, I don't want this in my home. I told her that when she got off the phone. We argued about it. I don't want this in my home. Like I said, my son comes over. So the next day, I go to work and I come home and she's on the phone with one of her ex-boyfriends that she's making this cocaine deal with. And I told her right then and there, don't do it in this house. I don't care if you go down to the payphone down the street. Don't do it in here.
And that precipitated this argument?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Ms. Sullivan, I just want to ask you one question. Does that have a ring of truth to it?
Yes, it does.
Good. So, that's what the argument was about. Well, say nothing. That doesn't excuse the fact, madam, that he put his hands on you.
No.
That doesn't excuse that. That's saying that he has a right to have you out of his house. If you're that dumb, that you would involve the household in a situation where even for a moment there was going to be a drug transaction taking place even on the phone. That still doesn't excuse her, someone of your size, from giving her a shove outside, and she was clearly injured, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, somebody's got to pay for that. According to what she says, and according to what you seem to acknowledge, that you had agreed to pay for half of the medical bill. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That was your agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you didn't pay and she didn't pay, so the only one that got stiffed so far is the hospital that provided the service. That doesn't sound fair, right?
Right.
So, You have to pay, sir. You have to pay half. And I'm going to round it off because I like round numbers. $1,177 we're going to take to $1,200. So the judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Let's back to your rep.
I think the justice system is the best in the world. Thank you, Judge Judy. I'm sure she'll find something else to give me hell about before I leave. I got like another week or so.
And now the next case.
Parties on Urea versus Snyder. Step forward, please.
21-year-old Christy Urea says she and 24-year-old Christian Snyder were engaged to be married until she caught him cheating. She's suing for credit card bills and wedding expenses.
How old are you?
24.
Young looking. You're lucky.
Thank you.
But not smart. Because according to this complaint, you were engaged to the boss's daughter.
That would be me.
And you had a little tryst with somebody in the office. And then the engagement was over. And she says that you owe her money from all the things that she spent for the wedding and some other credit card bills. And you signed a note. And then she said you didn't pay. Is that what this is about?
Yes, he stopped paying. He had been paying for a while.
Okay, so that's pretty much what this is about. Was he working for your father at the time that you became engaged? Is that how you met him?
No, it's not.
Because becomes important in this story later. He said he was coerced into signing this note. So who was he working for when you met him?
He was working for an automotive shop somewhere down in Montclair.
As a mechanic?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
And how long did you know him before he came to work for your father?
Probably a little over a year.
Is that right?
That's about right, yeah.
And what kind of business does your father have?
An automotive repair shop.
So it was the same kind of business?
Yes.
And what were you doing for her father? Working as a mechanic?
Yeah, and also helping run the office.
Do you have any brothers?
Yes, I have a brother.
Does he work in the business?
No.
Do you have any other sisters?
I have a sister, yes.
Does she work in the business?
No.
So there you have a business that could grow into a business that's yours. Did that ever occur to you?
Yeah.
And you became engaged when?
March of this year.
And you made certain preparations?
Yes, we did.
Like what?
Well, we reserved the chapel to get married. I have wedding invitations that we had made up. I had a dress. My girls got their dresses.
Just stop playing. Look at me. When was this wedding supposed to take place?
August 30th.
And tell me when the engagement was broken.
That's July, beginning of July.
By whom and why?
By him, because he said he needed to find himself, and then I found out he was sleeping with one of the girls from my dad's work.
How did you find that out?
Because his mother called me at midnight and told me because I guess she'd gone by his mom's house.
The girl had gone by his mom's house? Did you confront him with that?
Yep.
What'd he say?
He tried to talk his way around it, and I went to the girl's house, and his car was there, and he admitted to it. And then he tried to come back to me after that, and then he went back to her, and he played a game for a little while.
Did you tell your father?
Oh, yes.
So you were willing to go through with this wedding, even though you found out that he was fooling around. So
no.
Because you said he broke the engagement.
Yes, he broke the engagement.
By having this affair?
That's not, that's the reason why, but that's not the reason he gave me.
What was the reason he gave you?
He needed time alone. He needed to find himself.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Same girlfriend that you were meeting with while you were engaged to her?
At the time, there was nothing going on, but...
Just visiting?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christy Urea called off her wedding when she discovered her fiancé, Christian Snyder, was cheating. She's suing for wedding expenses and credit card bills. Christian says he paid Christy's college tuition, making them even.
So then you signed a note, right?
Yes.
It's right here.
Well, show it to him because that'll make it easier. I don't have to show him the copy that I have. That's the note that you signed, sir?
Yes.
Well, tell me about that because you say you were coerced into signing the note.
I was told that if I signed it, it could be negotiated later, but I needed to sign it so I could get back to work, and I was afraid of losing my job.
Okay, let's start. You were presented with this note. By whom?
By her father.
In the office?
Yes.
You signed it.
Yes. I was afraid I'd lose my job if I didn't sign it, and I needed to pay child support.
So, you had a choice of either signing the note or going to find another job, right?
Yes, let's put it that way.
Did you honestly believe, sir, that her father was going to keep you on the payroll after he found out that you were fooling around with somebody else in his business?
He told me I could.
I got a bridge I want to sell you. You're 24 years old and you tell me that you have child support that you have to pay.
Yes.
How many children do you have?
One.
How old?
She's going to be 5.
So you were a teenager when you had this child, right?
Yes.
Were you married to the child's mother?
Yes.
Is that your only marriage?
Yes.
So you signed this note for $3,000. Is that what it was?
$3,200, yes.
And according to you, you paid some of it.
Yes.
And she acknowledges that you paid some of it.
I wrote him a receipt every time he made me a payment.
Made you a payment, but money was also deducted from his check at work.
Yes, and my father wrote him receipts. I have those. That's how they started, and I continued writing them.
Let me see the receipts. Well, the last one was in September, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a balance due of $2,294.
That's correct.
And you're still suing for $3,000.
Yes.
Explain that to me.
I have a proposal I had done. He kicked holes in my wall and attempted to fix them.
When?
The last month that we were together, when he started acting really bizarre.
Before or after you had him sign this note?
Before.
Forget it. What's next?
The wedding invitations that I had to pay my mother back for.
He had ordered those invitations before this note, correct?
Yes.
Well, look, Miss Urea, we're not going to reinvent the wheel here.
I understand.
You, at a time, memorialized in writing and had him sign, your father had him sign, what he owed you as of a date certain. He, according to you, made certain payments. These are all the payments that she says she has. And do you get a copy of these receipts?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you have any question in your mind that the last receipt indicates that the balance due is $2,294?
I believe that's what it was, yes.
Okay. So, now you explain to me, sir, why you don't owe her this money.
Because I don't have any of the stuff she wants me to pay for. I also paid for her school, which I was never reimbursed for. I figured we'd just make it even.
Well, did you have an agreement with her to pay?
A verbal agreement, she was going to pay me back, yes.
Well, explain that to me.
I gave, because her father would pay for school and she got good grades. So in order to get started, she needed money to go to school, to pay for first semester, and then her father would pick it up from there.
How much did you pay?
I don't exactly know how much it was.
Well, if you don't know, I don't know.
I believe it was maybe $200, including books and stuff.
Give me another reason why you don't owe this money. The first one I'm shelving.
The whole time we were together, I was also helping her on her credit cards and stuff like that. Just from the past year, I have almost $2,500 in canceled checks and stuff to her credit cards.
So?
That's not
You both
true.
used her credit cards. You're clutching at straws, Mr. Snyder. You signed a note for $3,200. You're 24 years old. You've been married once, divorced once. You're the father of a child. That's the end of the story. If you had said to me that our father coerced you into signing this note because he took your left ankle and tied it around your right ear, right? And he was torturing you, that's against the law.
Well, you don't know her father. I mean, he has called me threatening me that he's going to come take it from me and stuff like that.
You mean when you didn't pay?
Yeah.
Well, that's a different story. When you didn't pay, I'm talking about when you signed the note. And according to you, you felt coerced into signing this note because you were afraid to lose your job.
Not only that, her father is extremely intimidating.
What do you mean is extremely intimidating, sir?
He just is. He's very
Like me?
hot-tempered.
Huh?
Actually, he's more intimidating than you are.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Listen, you signed a note, you have an obligation to pay it. It's as simple as that. Not smart to fool around like that, Mr. Snyder. You living with anybody now, sir?
Yes.
Who?
My girlfriend?
Same girlfriend that you were
Yes.
meeting with while you were engaged to her?
At the time, there was nothing going on, but...
Just visiting? Hmm? All right, what's the bottom line here? Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,294. Thank you, that's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
You came crying back to me because you were so confused, because you're so distraught at the age of 24.
Yeah, who showed up at whose house at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, to
Thank
beat
you.
your little girlfriend up, that's why. He did this to his ex-wife, he did this to his other ex-girlfriend, and he owes all kinds of women money. So women everywhere can look at him and know this is the kind of guy he is. He's a man, a real man.
No. Look at how she's acting now. It just kind of shows how she was at home, too.
This is a lady who, I assume, was a little lonely.
Their 73-year-old mother spent thousands on her hairdresser before she died. Now her family wants the money back.
He was constantly calling and asking her to do things for him.
Well, it is sad. However, it may. Miss Flores, your mother died suddenly. How old was she when she died?
73.
And you claim at the time of her death, the defendant owed her money.
Yes, that is correct.
Tell me what makes you think he owed her money and why she gave him money.
Okay. At the time of her death, we went through her financial matters, and with her checkbook and her bank statements was her ledger. My mom was a bookkeeper for 45 years. My mom would not just knowingly give him a gift and write it down. I mean, if she gave a gift, she would not write it down.
So you can't go in somebody else's head.
That's correct.
Even if they're no longer here.
Right.
So you found her ledger.
Yes, I did. And with this ledger, I found his name, Donald Smith, of which I didn't know. I knew of him, but I've never met him before.
How did you know of him?
By my daughter, Tammy. Tammy had gone to dinner with them one evening. And my mom paid for dinner, which Tammy thought was kind of strange that he wouldn't pick up a tab, being a man. I mean, it just common sense. Anyway, from there, from
Not
dinner...
in the 90s.
Okay, from dinner, they went gambling. Well, from there, my mom was pulling money out, giving him money to gamble. And Tammy goes, well, that's kind of strange. When she came back home, she said, something strange is going on here. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, he's taking money from her. Well, I mean, I didn't think anything about that till I found the ledger saying that there were bills incurred for Don. Doctor bills, loans to Don, more doctor bills, Mervin's charge cards. Also, she had just recently purchased you furniture, of which my mother also kept a daily log of telephone calls that were made to him, saying whether he called, whether he didn't call. It seemed like when he had his appointments, he would call her. She would also take him to work on a daily basis, which was like across town. They live in Las Vegas. She lives on the east side of town. He lives in North Las Vegas. So it was quite a commute for her.
So what?
And
I mean, what does that mean to you, Miss Flores?
I mean that he was constantly calling and asking her to do things for him.
So what? Is there anything wrong with your mother's mind?
There wasn't at the time of her death, not that I know of.
And she was 73 years old, which today is not an old person.
Right. She was killed in a car accident. She hit a tree.
So let's just talk about the money that she gave him to go gambling, when
Right.
they were out to pay for dinner and that sort of stuff. It was her money, wasn't
That
it?
is correct, to give, yes.
So that's really none of your business.
That is correct.
So, and I assume that you don't suggest that you're looking to recoup that money from him.
Absolutely not. Only
So-
what was borrowed.
Well, so that what I'd like you to do is to show me in the
Okay.
ledger where it says loan.
Okay.
Okay?
It's right here.
Because that's primarily what I'm going to look at.
Right, it's right here. Also, here are credit card bills, of which it says Dawn owes for these, that were in her ledger. And here also is the furniture that she had purchased a month before she died.
Well, where does that say that that was a loan?
It does not say it. Well, it just says Dawn owes for this.
Who wrote Dawn owes for that?
My mother.
Let me see.
Okay. Any and all transactions. Okay.
Okay. What was your mother's name?
Helen Royce.
How did you know Helen?
When I was in beauty school, she was a client, a steady client, and I did her hair. And struck up a friendship, and after I graduated, she just followed me. I still did her hair in the salons I was at, and the friendship still developed from there. She didn't talk to her kids a lot, and I didn't have any family.
That is not true. I'm telling you, that's not. Here are my
Listen.
phone bills.
Listen to me.
Okay.
He was
All
quiet, now you have to be quiet.
All right.
From what she told me, she didn't have the best relationship with him because they had owed her money. She had loaned them $10,000 to get their house years ago and had never even attempted to pay her back, and they did have a contract with her. So that made a gap between them. She did take me to work if I needed. She made sure
I'm
she
not
was a good-
concerned about her taking you to work, sir. I'm not concerned about her taking you to dinner. This is a lady who, I assume, was a little lonely, and she found your company appealing, and she wanted to spend her money on you. That's her business.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I didn't have any family growing up. She showed me what a nice a grandmother and a mother was.
Aww.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Neilani Flores is suing her late mother's hairdresser, Donald Smith, for loans he never repaid.
Miss Flores, I'm looking at this book that you gave me. And I assume that it's just this one page that you're talking about?
2 pages,
well,
yes.
These 2 pages.
Yes.
And let me tell you that on these 2 pages, there is only one indication of a loan. The others clearly indicate bills incurred for Dawn.
Correct.
That doesn't necessarily, madam, convince me that those were loans. You know, when you give money to somebody, especially, I can imagine a situation where you are an elderly lady, home, you have a bookkeeping mentality, you want to keep track of how much money you gave to somebody just for your own head. I mean, how many times do I wake up in the morning and I want to know how much money I have in my savings account and my checking account and how much money I gave to this child or to that child? That doesn't mean it's a loan. That just means that I'm keeping a mental note of how much that particular person has cost me that year. Do you understand? It could just as easily have been that's written in this book, because there is one place where it says loan.
That's correct.
$450 according to your mother. He still owes her $400 from this. Now, this piece of paper that it looks as if it's written in the same hand.
That is her writing, yes.
Right. But there is also no indication that this was a loan.
Right? That's correct. But if the money wasn't owed, she wouldn't have written it down.
I don't know that. I think that you have a difficult time. You're going to have a difficult time proving that. Now, when you say this is a piece of paper that says Dawn owes this,
that's correct.
$11,396,
Of which we're still paying the bills for her, yes.
Okay.
His clothing receipts. There were many more receipts that weren't included.
Just a second. I'm looking for her handwriting on here, because I do see one, and it seems to match the handwriting in her book, in her ledger, on this credit card.
There's several Mervyn's receipts for men's clothing, of which are for him.
Well, just a second. You have to understand something, madam. What I just said to you was, there are certain things that clearly your mother had denoted as loans, owes, loans.
And all of this.
And and certain things on which there are no notes.
They were all included in that book, though, Your Honor. You know, pinned inside together. The
I only
credit
see
card
one note
receipts.
of hers.
Right, they were all pinned inside.
Paperclip.
Paper clipped inside.
What?
There were also
What I think she's trying to say is that my mother-in-law was keeping track of the bills and anything she'd spend on them, and that what she's trying to say is that those look like they were all incurred as a loan to him.
Looks like is not a loan.
Okay.
Sir. Looks like is not a loan.
Okay.
It has to be clearly marked. He says that they were not loans. He says that they were gifts. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
They
But
weren't
clearly,
gifts, Donald.
Miss Flores, don't talk. Miss Flores, don't
That's
talk
what's
to him.
wrong with the elderly,
Don't-
though. That's how they're getting ripped off.
Miss Flores, sometimes you're absolutely right. And sometimes a lady who is 73 years old, living far away from her family, and I assume you live far enough away so that you didn't see your mother a couple of times a week. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
If she has to pay for some companionship by buying a present or by giving a shirt or by buying furniture, unfortunately, that happens. And then when there is a tragedy like this, the family feels as if their parent was taken advantage of. At the time your mother was alive, I guarantee you, she didn't feel as if she was being taken advantage of. She was having a good time. Did your step up here. You went out to dinner and you went gambling with your grandmother and the defendant?
Yes, I did.
Did your grandmother look like she was having a good time?
Sure.
Right. How many times did you go gambling with your grandmother?
Every time I went up there.
Well, how often was that?
Once every couple months. Whenever I made it up to Vegas, I'd go.
So once every couple of months, you took Grandma out for a spin.
Yes,
How many
I
times
did.
did you go gambling with Grandma?
Usually once a week.
I took Grandma. Grandma didn't take me.
It doesn't make any difference.
But she was living from check to check to check. And then by the time of her death, as you can see, she started out with $35,000 in the bank. 2 years later, she depleted her savings. Now we have bills that we're paying on for
Just
him.
a second. You don't seem to understand something. It's her money.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
You make me nauseous. If this camera went on, I swear to God, my dad would knock out, and I swear to God.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Neilani Flores is suing her late mother's hairdresser, Donald Smith, claiming he swindled her out of thousands of dollars before she died.
You're not responsible for your mother's debts. You know darn well that you're not under the law. So if you have to pay out any money for her, it's being paid out of her money.
What money? There's no money left.
Then if there's no money left, madam, then you don't have to pay anymore because children and grandchildren are not liable for the debts of their parents. I'm certain that your lawyer told you that. This is her money. If she wants to go gambling with him and give him money 5 nights a week because that makes her happy, it may not be smart, it may not be preserving her estate, but she's lonely and she's not going to live for every 2 months while when her granddaughter decides to come up and pay her a visit and take her out to dinner and gambling. That doesn't mean he's necessarily a nice person. I'm not even suggesting that to you. And I'm not suggesting that he didn't take advantage of her. He probably did.
I think so, too.
Absolutely.
I know. Why not?
A lot of people take advantage of the elderly.
That's sad.
Well, it is sad. However, it made her happy.
Why was she paying his rent if he had a
However,
job?
it made your grandmother happy. If she didn't want to do it, she wouldn't have done it. She was of sound mind, and if she had to pay for an occasional escort, which is what he was, and he said that they were really good friends. Bull. However, if she had to pay for it so that she had company a couple of times a week, that made her happy. Why are you complaining now?
Because we're paying for his bills.
No, you're not. What do you mean you're paying?
Because in the will it stated my mom is the executor of the will. So any monies be paid out for any of her expenses be paid out of that. So we did
What's your first name?
Tammy.
Are you dumb?
No, I'm not.
Well, then let me tell you something. What you're saying to me is I tried to explain it to you. Because your mother is the executrix of your grandmother's will, she does not have to go to her bank account, her personal bank account, and pay 1 sou for your grandmother's debts. The only money that can be used to pay for your grandmother's debts is your grandmother's money. which is not your money, no matter what you think. It is not your money. There may not be anything left for you after you pay the debts, but you three people do not have to dig into your own pocket to pay for anything. So stop thinking about it as your money. It's not. It was your grandmother's money, and she could do whatever she diddly pleases with it, and it pleased her. It gave her a certain amount of pleasure to sport him around. I don't know why, but it did. Now that I've taken care of that area, now I talk to you. So there were certain things clearly here that she indicated you owed her. Take a deep gulp. You want to tell me what you owed her?
Nothing that she gave, it was all gifts.
That's not true. That's clearly not true.
If it was as a loan, there would have been a contract made that I would have signed.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding
me?
No, I'm not. The 450 was I was in between jobs and she helped me out with the rent. I paid back the first payment of 40, and when I gave her that 40, she looked at me and says, "That's all I wanted to know was that you made the effort." She goes, "Forget about the rest."
Well, but that's not what it says here. That was a loan. Because that's what she has denoted here, that it was a loan. Now, let's talk about this furniture. How'd you get the furniture?
That was delivered to me, my understanding, as a housewarming and a birthday present. I moved into a house I'm renting with my companion. It was a month of my birthday also. She wanted to go to a furniture store. She was asking me what I liked. I said, "Why are you asking me this? You know, I'm not looking for furniture." And a couple weeks after I'd moved in, what I had picked, she knew that I had liked, she had bought and delivered.
You work, right?
Yeah.
I can understand buying you some clothes. I can understand taking you out to dinner. I can understand even giving you some gambling money when you go out. I don't have a problem with that. They may have a problem with that, but I certainly don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with $1,379 for furniture for you and your companion.
That was her choice. It was not asked of her. That's what she wanted to do.
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That doesn't sit right with me. You have two men who live together, both employed, and there comes a point when taking from this lady became being a pig. Certain things she wants to buy you, some clothes, she wants to take you out for dinner, she wants to make sure she has some company. But then there comes a point when it's sort of sickening. This is sort of sickening.
Why?
Why?
That was her choice. We didn't ask. I didn't ask.
I don't believe you. Did you just happen to be home when the furniture was delivered?
No, I was at work. I had to go home.
You didn't mean you didn't know it was going to be delivered? It was all a surprise to you.
They called me and I had to go down.
That didn't answer my question.
No, I did not know it was going to be delivered that day.
You're full of baloney.
She also paid all of his doctor bills also.
I see that here. That's not marked alone, madam. It's not marked alone.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
You're never going to recoup all the money that you gave him. It's not going to happen. But you should have at least some comfort in knowing that your mother had a good time. She did. She had some young people around her that made her feel good. Your mom didn't call an escort service and said, "Send me somebody to have a good time with." They treated her nicely. They showed her a good time. They probably made her laugh. They gambled together. She probably enjoyed going to a casino with them better than going by herself to a casino. You know that that's true. And they took financial advantage of her. It's been happening for ages. But you don't recoup that unless there's some clear indication or some common sense, like with this furniture. Shirts and stuff I can understand. But a house full of furniture for two working men, I don't. God. Okay, there are certain things that are clearly marked as loans. I'm counting up only those things, and I am including in it the furniture.
Okay.
Because you're sitting on it, you're sleeping on it, you're going to pay for it. And all those things together come to $2,104. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Look at this face because he's going to prey on you next. Yeah.
Evil little woman.
Evil.
Evil?
No, you're evil.
He had a free e-ticket right on the woman. He made her feel like they were friends. The woman never bought herself furniture in 20 years. She turns around and gives this guy $1,700 worth. Not going to happen.
And she sat on it and she slept on it
Oh,
too.
yeah, sure she did.
You are. You are so stupid.
Oh, you know me so well. I never want to see you again, and I wish to God I never saw you in the first place. And now I know why she stayed away from you for so long.
Dad, don't even go there.
You'll see me again, pal. Makes you a real man that you prey on old people. You can't even support yourself. What kind of law? Where's your family?
I hope that this case is proved that, that there will be justice for the elderly, that they're constantly preyed on like people like you.
You put your ring on your credit card.
Exactly.
First mistake.
Exactly.
They got engaged when he was broke, so the bride-to-be footed the bill for the ring. Now they've split.
My agreement was that I was going to pay for the ring that I was going to get her, not something that she didn't approve
Her
of.
former fiancé, Andy Villapando, for the money she put toward her engagement ring because he cheated on her. Andy says since Nadine bought her own ring, he's not responsible.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 288 on the calendar in the matter of Munoz versus Villa Pondo. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Well, this is a new twist on an engagement ring case. Miss Munoz, according to your complaint, you went shopping with this gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
You were becoming engaged, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
According to you, you picked out a ring that you liked.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have any money or any credit.
None whatsoever.
So you put your ring on your credit card.
Exactly.
First mistake.
Exactly. Exactly.
In addition to that, you say he charged some tires on a credit card, 4 tires on a credit card of yours without your permission. To make a long story short, you're here, so that means you're no longer engaged.
Exactly. We are no longer engaged. We're no longer in speaking terms whatsoever.
And so tell me what you want from him.
I want him to pay half of the engagement ring that he gave me, that we both went together to go get. I have the appraisal. I also have the appraisal on the ring.
I'm not interested in the appraisal.
Okay.
I'm interested in the bill of sale.
Okay.
Where is
I
it?
have the bill of sale.
Can I have it, please? Okay. 26/27/94.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long did this love affair last after the ring was bought?
Not long.
How long?
Till May 31st.
Well, when was the ring purchased?
February 23rd.
So.
But I had no. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I didn't walk out of the relationship. He did. He walked out.
I assume you weren't getting along?
It wasn't going anywhere, and so, but I tried to work it out. He didn't want to, so therefore he walked out.
Well, that's probably a good idea,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes, but he left me with the bill, and I thought that because of his promise that he made that he was going to pay for part of the ring, I expected that in return.
Now I'm going to ask you this question. Why didn't you take the ring back to the jeweler?
I did. They would not give me my money back. They asked for credit, and I said, okay, fine. I then called Mr. Villapando and asked him, look, I don't want you to be without anything, and I don't want to be without anything. Therefore, you get $1,500 worth of the ring, and I'll get $1,500 worth. And I did call him on that, because I no longer want the ring. I told Mr. Villapando
So why
that I
didn't you
want
sell it?
I tried. You know how hard it is to sell a ring? I've tried for the months that went by. I've tried to sell that ring, and I can't.
Okay. Now, sir, you acknowledge, let's get rid of the tire question.
Okay.
Okay? Because I don't think that you deny that you signed her name and that you bought the tires, correct?
On the credit card for the tires, correct.
All right. And the tires were $330?
Correct.
Did you pay her back?
I paid her $315, so I owe her $15.
No,
Let me see.
My first payment was made cash, and I got 2 check duplicates If you need to subpoena my bank records.
I don't subpoena anything, sir.
Okay.
I'm not your lawyer. I'm the judge.
Your Honor, on those checks that he gave me, that was part of the rent and the electric bills that he left me stuck with because he did not pay for anything. Everything is under my name in that apartment because Mr. Villalpando, again, has no credit whatsoever. He claimed bankruptcy in the beginning of January.
Did you leave her with any bills when you
No,
left?
ma'am. I used to bring my checks, and she's the one that took care of the finances.
That's not true. That's not true. We did both of our finances together. We did both of them together. He couldn't write the check on the apartment because of the fact that it was not leased under his name.
Okay. Now, sir, do you have any payments that you made to her in June of '97?
The only payments I made to her, ma'am, are those two and the one cash payment I made before those two.
All right, so now I understand this. Would you give this back?
Sure.
Tires. You owe her $330. Now, let's get to the ring. Tell me about the ring, because your story was an interesting one, sir.
Well, on the ring, we had an agreement, yes, that she was going to allow me to charge a ring so I can get her because of my credit past from a divorce that pretty much ruined my credit. Anyways, I went out and I found a ring that I wanted to get her, and I took her to the store, and she pretty much made me feel about this little because the ring wasn't nice enough, big enough, and gaudy enough, and she specifically told me it had to be bigger than my ex-wife's. And I believe the ring was almost 2 carats as it was, and my ex-wife was only like 1 carat.
Your Honor.
So,
shh. Sir, listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice ring. It's not 2 carats.
Correct.
This is not 2 carats.
Correct.
Okay. So, go ahead. So
And
you took her to the store, and you found a ring that you liked.
I found a ring. As a matter of fact, they were even having a big sale, so it was like a real good deal, everything. And she did not want it. It wasn't what she wanted and stuff like that. And to me, I felt like, you know, I'm buying it as a gift. You should appreciate what I'm getting you. And that's
So what happened? So you were at the store, and
So
she
we're at the
doesn't like
store.
the ring.
She didn't like it, and so we didn't get a ring that day. And she decided she wanted to get a ring that she would like.
But you went with her again to find a ring that she liked.
Correct.
Okay.
And when she finally discovered the ring that she wanted, she asked me what I thought of it, and I told her it's up to her. And that's where it went, and she bought it and signed for it.
But you also promised that you were going to pay for half of it, or actually pay for the gift because it was a gift coming from you, considering the fact that you wanted to get engaged, Andy. You did.
My agreement, I'm sorry.
Your agreement was what?
My agreement was that I was going to pay for the ring that I was going to get her, not something that she didn't approve of or like and wanted.
No, that doesn't make sense, my friend. That doesn't make sense, my friend. Now it makes sense to you. Now it's a good story. Now I can understand that you went and found a ring, a little too small, not exactly what you wanted. She said she'd like something else. You went shopping with her again because I assume at that point you were still in love and you were planning on getting married, and at that point I assume you wanted her to be happy with the ring. That's why you went with her again. Doesn't look like anybody drags you any place where you don't want to go. And I assume that if the relationship had progressed and you married, that you would have made payments on this engagement ring that you gave her.
It probably would have came out of a joint checking account, yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I can't pay a $3,000 ring on my income, and I know he probably couldn't do it either, but it was something that he promised to pay, and it was a gift from him.
And later today,
I lost my best friend. I stole 2 rings from her, knowing what I was doing, and I took him to a drug dealer to pay off the debt.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 27-year-old Nadine Munoz claims her former fiancé, 27-year-old Andy Villalpando, cheated on her. So she's suing to recover the money she put toward her own engagement ring.
So what you have is a very interesting scenario, Miss Munoz. The ring should go back to him because it is an engagement ring.
Okay, I don't mind him having the ring as long as he pays the account.
Now, when you made this deal with him, was he supposed to pay for the whole ring?
He was supposed to, he made a verbal promise that he was going to pay for the whole ring. But when I brought him to court, I was being very noble by paying half.
Okay. Well, this was an engagement ring. Women don't pay for their own engagement rings unless they're crazy. She doesn't sound to me like she's crazy. And my sense is that at least at the time that she purchased this ring on her credit, it was something that you intended to pay for because it was an engagement ring. That's what happens. A man buys a woman an engagement ring. The fact that she didn't like the first ring, sir, that's not an excuse. That's just a good story that you made up, that you were willing to pay for the first one but not the second one. Because that's pretty much what you're telling me. And if you weren't willing to pay for the second one, then you wouldn't have and shouldn't have gone shopping with her for a second one. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, this whole ring was $2,627.94. And, sir, I don't think you paid her for the tires at all. So, Mr. Munoz, you just bought yourself a beautiful engagement ring and 4 new tires for the total price of $2,957.94. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out. I'll be back to your right.
I wanted friendship afterwards, and I stated it strongly with him that I wanted friendship, but I didn't want to be lied to like he lied to me.
I'm sorry this all happened.
No problem.
And now the next case.
Parties on Golda versus Greer. Step forward, please.
37-year-old Laura Golder is suing her best friend of 15 years, 31-year-old Liza Greer, claiming she stole 2 rings to pay off a drug dealer.
Ms. Greer, I'm going to start with you. Because, quite frankly, I don't think that the facts in this case are really in dispute. You two ladies were friends for a very long time.
15 years.
And, Ms. Greer, you acknowledge that there was a period of time when you had a severe drug problem, correct?
Yes, and alcohol.
And you were indebted to a drug dealer for some money.
Correct.
How much money did you owe him?
Well, at the time I owed him about $375, give or take a few.
And you were pretty strung out.
Yes.
She was your dear friend.
Yes.
So you stole 2 rings from her.
Yes, I did.
And you gave one of the rings to the dealer.
Actually, I gave both of the rings to the dealer for collateral, and I was hoping to get him money because he was threatening my life, and he was a very dangerous man, and I was very frightened. And I was sober at the time, but that evening I relapsed from the stress, and I drank. And when I went over to my girlfriend's house where she was, we were together and consoling me, that evening I did something completely out of the ordinary, something I'm very upset about, I'm very remorseful for. I lost my best friend. I stole 2 rings from her, knowing what I was doing, and I took them to a drug dealer to pay off the debt. And when I tried to get them back, he wouldn't give them to me. And the next day I turned myself into the police, and I told them what happened and what I did.
When did you find the rings missing?
The morning that she left my apartment.
How'd you feel?
Extremely upset.
Did you try to contact her?
I contacted her mother and her sister and told them what happened, and they said call the police.
You got one of the rings back?
Yes.
The other one you did not?
Yes, correct.
What did he do, sell it or dispose of it in some way?
We don't know. He's saying he's innocent, and we can't talk to him. I can't get the rings back, but I want to pay her back. I just said I don't have a lot.
How did she get the one ring back?
That's kind of on her part, and I'm not talking to her right now, so you need to ask.
The police have it as evidence.
But they're holding it, so that one
Yes.
you have. The only dispute in this case is to the value of the ring. How much did you pay for the ring?
$7,000. I have the receipts and all the appraisal and everything right here.
I'm not interested in the appraisal, just the receipt, how much you paid for it. You bought this ring at a very upscale store. And there were 2 pieces of fine jewelry that you bought. One was for $7,000, one is for $2,500. What were the 2 pieces that you bought?
The $7,000 was the ring, and the $2,500 was the earrings to go with it.
And you have the earrings?
Yes.
Just a lot of money to spend on a ring, but...
Did you notice it was a charge card? I like to live over my means. I like to have what I like.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It was either taking your jewelry or going out and mugging somebody or getting killed herself. Because, you know, drug dealers can be, not can be, are despicable pun scum.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Liza Greer admits to stealing 2 rings, but says they are worth thousands less than Laura Golder claims.
Miss Greer, I'm going to let you tell me in your own words what your defense is to this lawsuit.
Okay. Okay, I'm not saying that I don't owe her the money because I took the rings. I'm taking responsibility for it. I've done everything I can and my possible means of helping her get the ring back and going to court, turning myself in. I just feel that the designer for the ring is what I'd be paying for and not the value of the diamonds and the gold.
Okay.
I just feel it would be, it's just ridiculous to pay for a designer. It's not ridiculous, but it's just, I mean, $7,000 for a designer when the actual ring is only worth
Liza,
$3,000.
that's what I paid for the ring, though.
Shh. Let me tell you this. What you're suggesting is as follows. If somebody steals a Renoir, you know what that is?
Yes.
And says, well, I'm prepared to pay for the canvas and for the paint that was used, but I'm not prepared to pay $5 million for this painting. I mean, because after all this painting is a canvas and some paint. I don't have to pay for the designer Renoir after all. She went to a store that is a high-end store. I'm not even going to mention the store.
Shall I?
No. But I want to tell you something. Anybody that buys a piece of jewelry in this high-end store, what I'm telling you is you're entitled to do with your money whatever you want to do with it. But I saw a picture of the ring. It's a nice little ring. Is all
Really
of it put
nice
together
ring.
worth $7,000? Who knows? But that's what she paid for it. And you stole it. And she doesn't have it back. And she's entitled to be made whole. Because whatever it is, she's out $7,000 and she doesn't have her ring because of you.
I know.
So, I mean, the limit of my jurisdiction is $5,000. She understood that when she came to this court, right?
Yes.
You've been in treatment?
Yes. I've been sober ever since.
How long?
It's 2.5 months now.
It's not a long time.
No, but it's still longer than I had 2.5 months ago.
I know.
And I'm also on Prozac, and I've been with a psychiatrist, and it was a very sobering experience. And I'm pregnant, so it's devastating to me what I've done. And I've lost my best friend.
Doesn't sound as if this was a great year for you. Next year will be better.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.